The NASCAR Cup Series.
Green flag goes in the air.
Returns to historic Darlington Raceway.
Brad starts a move against Chastain, and he gets turned. There they go, the big one in 3.
For another throwback weekend, paying tribute to NASCAR legends.
Denny Hamlin across the line, and he will win.
It's the Goodyear 400.
Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock, Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
Country Gold with Terry Clark.
Hi, I'm Terry Clark, inviting you to join me for Country Gold. Each week, we play your favorites from the 80s and 90s and check in with the stars who made them. Don't miss out on the fun.
Join Terry Clark every Thursday afternoon at 1 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, and online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
Oh, Elizabeth.
It's a big benefit concert with all proceeds benefiting the Shriners Hospital for Children. Saturday, May 25th, from 4 to 9 p.m. at Woodmill Winery in Vail, featuring former Statler brother Jimmy Fortune, along with Darren and Brooke Aldridge and special guest Josh Daniel. Admission is $25 in advance, $30 for the day of show. Bring your lawn chairs for music, family, food, fun, and fellowship. For more information, call 704-477-1743. Sponsored by the Cherryville Shrine Club with support from the Lincoln County Shrine Club and the Oasis Pickers.
Now is the time to buy that new Ford F-150 truck that you've always wanted. Now, at Classic Ford Lincoln in Shelby, you can drive away in a brand new 2023 Ford F-150 truck with financing for 3.9% APR for 84 months. Never before offered. 84 months. Yes, now is the time to buy. Also, 2023 Lincoln Aviators are up to $7,000 off with 0.9% APR financing. And choose from over 1,200 pre-owned vehicles from the company-wide inventory. Classic Ford Lincoln, 1775 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at classicfordofshelby.com. Like them on Facebook, too.
For all of your printing needs, see Modern Printing of Cherryville. Get your full-color business cards at Modern Printing of Cherryville, along with your full-color brochures. Get multicolor letterhead and multicolor envelopes. Just call 704-435-6112 or email at modern_printing@ymail.com. Modern Printing, located 902 East Main Street, Cherryville. Open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. That's Modern Printing of Cherryville.
It's Kubota Orange Days, your golden opportunity to score a deal that will make your neighbors green with envy. Shop this year's best selection of Kubota tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles, including the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA. And get the year's best deals, like 0% APR for 72 months or up to $2,300 off L2502 tractors. And you're invited to the Kubota Spring Open House Friday, May 17th, 11 to 1 with free food, door prizes, and up to $500 off select units. Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive, off Oak Grove Road, Kings Mountain.
I'm not here today, as you can clearly see on the screen for those who are watching online. But you can hear my voice, which I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse. You can still hear my voice or not, to be honest. What do y'all think?
Might have to unplug and replug your camera in there, JP.
Yeah, I had a feeling about that.
We'll get you set up and fixed maybe a little bit.
I'm glad you know you're here today, though, JP.
I'm here. I mean, doesn't mean that I'm fully
JP,
here, but I'm
we
here.
we turned your camera off at listener request.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He went to the dark. You went to the dark side, JP.
More.
I think you just
don't know the power that comes with a dark side.
Sorry, guys.
What have you done?
Sorry, guys.
You did. Well, who are we missing there? No, they're Tom. Where's Tom? Why is he? His camera. Tom, your camera's not working. Oh yeah, we did have the power went out the other day, so we may have to replug and plug some stuff back in and get adjusted up here and just say good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. What you guys eat for breakfast today?
I had a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. Getting ready to eat a hash brown. If I don't give it to Terry, Terry, you want my hash brown?
I never get one of them now. I was, and then all of a sudden they all went away.
Well, Terry, you can have this hash brown right here, buddy.
What'd you do to it?
I spit on it. But I just looked at him over. He looked like a little puppy over there without his hash brown.
That's what I'm saying.
I was like, he looked at that hash brown, and I said, you know what? I ate a lot. I ate a lot yesterday. I could give that hash brown.
Tom's gonna want that hash brown back when we get into the argument.
Yeah, I will. Trust me.
I had a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, and it was good.
I forgot too, Terry. I picked you something up super cheap at the flea market.
I always like it super cheap.
Super cheap like you. So I forgot to bring it. I'll bring it next. Somebody sent me this shirt for my birthday though, and I don't know who did.
Tom, I got me some free tires the other week.
I know you got some free tars the other week. You're the cheapest guy in Lincoln. I mean, to be the cheapest guy, like say in Shelby, but if you're the cheapest guy in Lincoln, I mean, you're like really super cheap, Terry. I mean, that's super cheap.
Appreciate the hash brown though. It's free too.
It's free.
Terry, I just kept looking at him. He just looked so sad, like he just had to have it. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do the right thing. I'm gonna do the Christian thing, and give him that hash brown, even though, try to be like Jesus. Jesus gave to all people, regardless of how bad they were. Right. So that's why I showed you a little
the cheapest man in Cleveland County. Lincoln County.
He's the cheapest man in Lincoln County. He is. I mean, anybody else who brags about getting tires for free for the last 20 years.
That's a shrewd negotiator.
Do you not worry about that business going out of business because people don't support it by buying stuff there, just taking free stuff?
Actually, Tom, that's probably his biggest worry is that one day that dealership will go out of business. Or is that a Toyota thing? Can you go to any dealership with that Toyota?
Got to be them.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
I just wanted to make sure because Terry's going to make sure that if they start struggling, he's going to be out there with the picket signs. Please shop.
It's a great
Please
week,
shop
dude.
here. He'll be in the tiger outfit. Him and JP.
Tom, they even had free hot dogs that day. Yeah,
popcorn.
Yeah, popcorn.
Yeah, I could see that.
Drinks.
I'll tell you what, though, I got to brag on Calvin Hastings. Every time he has a remote, I get some free hot dogs. Is he anywhere today?
Yes.
Where is he? Where are they?
Lawndale, Falston. I'll tell you, Barry McKee's produced in Falston.
Oh, Barry McKee. Oh, okay, good. Yep. Barry's produce. Okay,
they're having a big old shindig up there in Falston. We'll talk about in a little bit. My breakfast this morning.
I'm looking.
Is barbecue shrimp skewers from the golf tournament yesterday. You like that, Tommy?
That's disgusting to eat that for breakfast.
To what?
That's disgusting to eat that for breakfast.
What does it matter what time it is? You wouldn't eat steak right now?
No.
Well, shrimp. Well, Tom, they have shrimp and grits at other places.
That's like having beer before 11.
That's a Charleston thing, okay? Shrimp and grits, and they don't eat it for breakfast.
Hey, I mean, shrimp's good any time of the day.
I mean, you're a real prude. You're a real snob if you eat shrimp and grits. I mean, you're like a real Charleston snob if you eat that.
It's a southern thing. It's a southern thing.
It's not a southern thing. It's a Charleston thing. It's not even a southern thing. Tell me one restaurant in Shelby or Lincolnton or Cherryville that serves shrimp and grits.
A bunch of them do, Tom.
They do not.
Tom, my wife gets it all the time.
They do not.
I swear.
It's at the bottom of the menu.
I'll text her right now. I'm gonna have her send me a list of all the places she can get shrimp and grits.
I'm going to come in here one day with shrimp and grits, Tom.
She loves them. She had them Saturday night. Where do we had them Saturday night in Forest City at Hootenannies.
You must come from money. If you're ordering shrimp and grits, you come from money. That's all I got to say.
Shrimp and grits Saturday night.
That's all I got to say. Shrimp and grits.
You need to get out more, Tom.
Well, I'm too poor. That's what I'm saying. You know, all the rich folks, they eat shrimp and grits and go to golf tournaments and all this stuff while I'm working. Like I just love I love to check my phone when I'm working because it's always like somebody having a good time while I'm at work. It's like Kevin sends this, and
it's like he's forced to be there, Terry.
I know. You can retire anytime.
I can. After today, I can retire anytime I want. Today's the special day.
Oh, okay.
Today I hit the milestone. I hit the age requirement today. I can retire.
Then why don't you go to Wells Fargo today and enjoy yourself?
I should.
That's right.
I should
get
go
you
to
some
Wells
shrimp and grits
Get
while
me
you're
some
down
shrimp
that
and
way.
grits.
Finish it for breakfast tomorrow.
I swear, man. I just work with all these people of privilege. I'm just glad that I'm allowed to come to work here. You know, the plebeian amongst all these patricians.
Terry, every Saturday we come in here and just hear something weird from him. Like he's never heard people eat shrimp and grits around here.
No, people don't eat shrimp and grits around here. They don't. It's a Charleston thing.
Oh boy,
Go to High
get out more.
Go to High Cotton. Go to High Cotton in Charleston, and you can get shrimp and grits. Okay. Go to the Charleston Crab Shack and you
Go
get
to
shrimp.
Forest City at Hootenannies.
There you go.
That's not real shrimp and grits, though. They're like, what? I think we got a bag of rice in the back.
I think you can get them in
Somebody put
Boston
that
too.
on.
It's the same company, Terry.
I don't know what to say. It's Tom. Sometimes he talks too much and he gets off. I mean,
Terry, don't sit here and say you eat shrimp and grits. You just got a free hash brown. You don't eat shrimp and grits. There's no way. You're way
do they
too
have
cheap.
it to
You're
take out free?
You're way too cheap to eat shrimp and grits. There's no way. No.
but anyway, back to McDonald's. Zach, what'd you have?
I had
Not shrimp and grits.
No, I didn't have it because I'm not in Charleston. So I had a chicken biscuit from McDonald's.
I had my leftovers this morning, so I had to talk about my golf tournament and everything. Sorry, Tom.
That's okay. You can talk about it. You can send me pictures. This is Kevin Hastings, who lives, the other half lives. Here's me on a golf course while you were in work, and then says I work for communists. Okay? So my communist overlords made me go to work.
As I stood in some pine needles surrounded by people that have a lot more money than any one of us.
Yeah, it's true. I will say that.
Did y'all get the rain shower? That was supposed to be like a hail shower. Excuse me, it's coming through.
I got out of there before. I drove through a little bit of coming home in the afternoon. I got out of there before
they were saying it was headed that way. It could be some golf ball size hail.
So I'm not 100% sure on what they got there. I was, Chip probably talked about this more. I was more surprised about since they do got the live now, the size of the field. And I meant to bring the list in here, the menu, the program, but it's way smaller than what it used to be. And I was they teed off at 11:30. The ground's open at 7:30. I thought I was getting late, getting there at 10:30 and something. I said, "Whoa, nobody teed off." So that was pretty weird to me or new to me. That I didn't even think about that.
Were y'all in like a captain's choice thing this time?
Terry, I'm watching a PGA.
Oh, I thought you was playing yesterday.
No.
We was talking about you playing, and because of the
Y'all thought I was playing. I was watching the PGA tournament.
Yeah,
down at
Roy McIlroy. I was following Roy McIlroy around.
Oh, okay. Oh.
I just want to say this.
I was following Rory around.
My sister just texted in and says, Josie eats shrimp and grits. It's her favorite.
There you go.
Thanks, Gina. I got to deal with these three guys every
My wife,
week.
I just ate them at Hootenannies the other night.
and
Fats used to have them.
Well, see,
most nice southern restaurants do have those. My favorite place is in Folly Island that does the grits cakes with jumbo shrimp and gravy.
Yeah, well, my sister and my niece, I love them. They're fancy people too.
Tom, I just have one thing to say to you.
I've never had them.
What do you have to say?
Happy birthday to you.
Oh,
Happy
it is my birthday
to
today.
you. Happy
It is, and I came to work.
Happy birthday.
I'll tell you why.
Happy birthday to you.
All right, that's probably my sister who called in and reminded you it's my birthday.
Actually, no. My phone did.
Oh, the phone did. Okay. Well, my sister.
Yeah, since we're friends on Facebook, I actually.
Oh, okay. So it came up there. I tell you
I'm
why.
surprised you
I tell you
accepted my
why I
friend
came.
request.
I'll tell you why I came in today. Well, number one, I enjoy the abuse. Number two, I just wanted to show, in case he's watching, which he isn't, an estranged employee we had who didn't come to work on anybody's birthday. Just, you can come to work on your birthday. I'm just proving that you can still physically show up at work on your birthday.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
even if the party starts at 6
even
p.m.
if the party starts at 6 p.m.
Yep.
And I am going to a party. I'm going to a graduation party for my daughter tonight, but I could still come into work. So I'm just showing everybody out there, you don't have to take your birthday off. Your birthday's just another day. Come to work. But thank you, JP.
Our morning hater aid brought to you by Thompson and this morning.
Yeah.
Speaking of your strange employee, he made a comment about his former job, Tom.
Oh, he did?
I remember doing high school baseball calls, and the banter you have to have is very much like this, and it's just this guy being silly, going back and forth. But I did think of you when I saw that this morning, going through some old tweets of his.
I know he's out celebrating somebody's birthday today.
They're walking a dog.
No, and walking a dog.
I'm going through his tweets right now, looking for something fun. Just watch chickens cross the road, so there goes that lore. There's truth in that lore.
That's great.
Okay.
Not only did you see it, you stopped to tweet about it. That's great. Or what do we call it on X anymore? X about it? Is that what you do now?
Is it? I don't know.
I don't know what you call it. You just call it a tweet. But now we just say.
Oh, there you go, Tom. Well, that's the wrong one. But back to all right, so some official news in 3A baseball. Crest did lose last night. Tom, you asked to Lake Norman 4-3. Is it Lake Norman or Lake Norman Charter? Lake Norman Charter.
Well, I think Coach McFarland did a good job there. You know, kept his team engaged. You know, they had a rough stretch. You know, where they didn't win a lot of conference games. So still had a good season. That playoff win was big for them to beat South Point. So congratulations on a playoff run there.
Kings Mountain lost last night to North Davidson 5-3 in the 3A. So no more schools in our area in 3A actually still alive. Well, let me make sure. Is North Lincoln still alive, Terry? Did they win last night?
I do not know.
I didn't scroll down to see
There
that.
it is.
North Lincoln lost 8-2 to West Henderson. Let's see if I can pull some of this up for some of the folks at home. You can see some of the scores that I'm looking at.
Did okay.
Yeah, 2A teams. I would assume that East Rutherford won as well.
They won.
Ford. Fred T. Ford, for you folks up there in Ford land, you guys won last night 3-2 over Inca, and you're the 6th seed. Will face the 3 seed North Davidson.
Fred T. Ford's got a pitcher that's going to get drafted. I wish I could remember
really?
the name. Yeah, and he's really good. My buddy who umpires said he did a 6-inning game. It was shortened because of the run rule. Said 18 up, 18 down. He struck out all 18 batters.
Pitcher for Burns last night in the 5-inning 10-run win did throw a 5-inning perfect game last night.
Threw a perfect game.
Yes. Allen, is that right? Is there Allen?
Jack Tony.
Tony, that's who.
Yeah, Jack Tony. You know, he's come over from Kings Mountain. He's really helped out the team. Had a little injury situation earlier in the year, but he's recovered from that. So, congratulations, Jack, and congratulations, Coach Lenhart and your gang, doing a good job. And we got Bandy's coming up. Terry says that'd be a challenge. I agree with Terry. That will be a challenge. That Bandy's is always got a good team. Seems like they always got 2 or 3 arms.
They do.
Bandy's is 22-4 this season.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough game, but they got to come to the lot and play Burns. So we'll be there. KTC will have that game covered.
Tom, do y'all recruit?
Do we recruit? No,
Yeah.
people recruit us. It's the other way around.
Oh, I was just wondering. I was just trying to figure y'all out.
Somebody from Burns went to Tom
It's
Scarver
kind of-
said
it's
he'd
kind of-
lose his mind, wouldn't he?
It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny how Terry says that. And during the scrimmage, like I was talking to a couple guys from West Lincoln, said they came over from Lincoln, Terry. So do y'all recruit? The answer is I don't even really think anybody recruits. I think these players just
No, they just moved to a new free world.
they move to new schools, and that's just
You
kind
got
of
to get that
the
shrimp
norm.
and grits NIL money at Burns.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Well, the Burns Bandies winner will face the winner of North Stanley at Forbush, 4 and 5 seeds there. Over on the other side of the bracket, East Rutherford is still alive. It looks like West Stanley, East Davidson must have got rained out last night, or nobody's reported the scores. So everyone looking forward to an East Rutherford, maybe Burns matchup to go to the state championship in the 2A.
I think RS Central, did they lose in the first round of the community school of Davidson?
Let's see. Yes, 6-1.
Yeah, they had to move that game to Gardner Webb because it got rained twice. So they actually played at Gardner Webb at Bill Masters Field. And Bill Masters was my dad's next door neighbor for about 40 years. He actually a Clemson graduate, but gave a lot of money to that, to Gardner Webb. So I just always cool. Like everybody says, oh, Bill Masters Field. I say, yeah, that's my dad's neighbor.
I see where Randleman won again. They beat West Lincoln in the first round 3-2. A good job by the Rebels. Come up a little short.
Yeah, they had a pretty good season.
I'm sorry, I missed them on the bracket. In the 1A, Cherville's won 25-0 so far, Tom, as they move on to face Drone.
I had the honor of doing that. That was my one playoff game this year, Cherville, and Brandon Owensby was behind the plate and did a great job. 15-0 though, and I tell you what, I tried to be. I mean, it was a really quiet game. It was 15-0. You know, I mean, what's there to argue about in a 15-0 game? Well, the coach was at the plate, and we said, we need your protest committee. He goes, what are you talking about? I was like, well, you need to put somebody on the protest committee. Well, what do you mean? Never heard of that before. I'm like, well, you can't protest the regular season, but you can protest playoffs. Long story short, you know, they finally can't be a daddy or, you know, somebody like that. So he found somebody that was going to do it, and we was walking away. He goes, man, we're never in the playoffs. I didn't know nothing about that. I was like, he's like good guy. He's like, you know, and I just kind of waved at him after the game. I said, you know, safe travels. Guy looked at me like I was Satan himself, turned back around, didn't say anything. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. I was like, I don't know what I said. I just kept, when that happens, Terry, just keep on going, right? You don't even want to know what you're
he didn't. He walked away saying, I knew that umpire was from around here.
Yeah, that's what it was. I'll tell you what, if I was good enough to engineer 15-run swings, I would be in Major League Baseball.
18-9, 5 seed. Cherville will go to 19-4. 4-seed Drone on Tuesday.
That should be a good game.
We'll have coverage of that as well.
Newsome for Cherryville, I think, you know, if he throws a good game against Drone, they have a good chance because he's pretty effective when he's on, and I think that will be a good game. Coach Hebner was talking about how it's like, well, if we can get through the second round, when Drone gets through, that's going to be a good local matchup, you know, and he was right. So third round game, Drone and Cherryville. Danny Aker will probably be up there with somebody covering that game. Mm-hmm. So if you can't make it, listen on KTC Broadcasting or 92.9.
Zach, you've had anything to say this morning?
Nope, I'm listening.
I was just wondering, Tom Steele.
I was wondering if was it Highland Tech that was in? Were they in the playoffs too?
Yes, they lost.
I know they won the first round game.
8-0 to the 1 seed Mount Airy. They beat East Wilkes 7-0, lost to the 1 seed Mount Airy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seeds are still live in the Western, and you wouldn't know if it was the Western again if you looked at the brackets because they put the West on the right side and the East on the left side.
North Carolina Public Education.
They must have. They've got a program somewhere, and they do all their brackets through the same program, and they're all set up in the same, and it's always been whoever set that up 10 years ago or has West on the left and. I mean, the East on the left and the West on the right.
Well, it all depends on how you move your computer around, too, Kevin.
If you turn it around, it's right.
Yeah, if you
turn your screen around.
Yeah, it'd be facing
Actually, no, Terry. Actually, it's not true. But
and then you turn around the other way, then you go east.
See, you talk about me talking too much. If you'd have just shut up, nobody would have known you were that dumb.
I can't wait till Tom becomes a grandpa and gets to say fun things and not just be a curmudgeon.
It's like your buffalo on the nickel going the wrong way.
Okay.
Oh, good morning, everybody. We got all kinds of things to talk about today. We've got NASCAR. We've got NASCAR tickets to give away to Darlington for tomorrow. We know it's Mother's Day. We're going to give away tickets today. 704-435-2845.
Or you got a call.
Somebody
dialed up.
I know. You got to be able to answer something.
Hey, you could have planned that.
435-2845 is the number to dial. Now, we're going to give away 4 tickets for tomorrow's race. And what's the name of it? I just went blank real quick. The Truck Series, Terry, your favorite driver, just won. Ross Chastain won the Truck Series race.
Yeah, he kind of blew them away after they had the wreck. He would have never won if it wouldn't been for a wreck, but he started, and the guy that had – sometimes I wonder, because I always thought like the leader should get to the start-finish line first when you starting your race back.
You're supposed to, isn't it?
But Chastain had beat him there. I guess he kind of.
Where's the start zone?
Yeah, it's that start zone thing to have. But I always thought when you get to the line, shouldn't the guy that's in first like have the edge maybe?
Well, I guess you don't spin your wheels.
That's what happens, and that's what he did. He got blown away. He almost wrecked. Yeah, Tanner Gray. But anyway, Chastain went on to win. It's the first time Chastain had won a race, and Kyle Busch finished dead last.
Good.
First time that's ever happened to him in a truck.
So a lot of controversy this week about the finish line in Kansas. I don't know if you guys have seen.
I wonder about that.
This.
The paint.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I questioned that when I saw it.
So everybody's talking about the crooked line here. The white line. So here's the official NASCAR statement on it: is that the painted line is not the official finish line.
But that's what they went by when they showed that picture. That's what they were going.
Correct. So this is what happens. So the official is the electronic scoring laser that crosses that line. Okay? Now, the laser has a differential of 0.000015. Okay? The race was so close, it was within that differential. So they had to go to the photo finish, which is triggered by lasers as well, them crossing it. Photo finish shows
the blue car's a little bit ahead.
Right. Even if it is that crooked line.
But see how that line is wider over here him to get there than
He's
down through the bottom?
to the line by
Oh, I'm not questioning who
6
won.
inches.
Yeah. I'm just saying that when they showed that line went halfway down, then all of a sudden it quit, then down at the end there was no line.
Yeah.
So.
I think we have some videos. So, this is what people drew on the internet, Terry. The Hendrick line.
I can believe that. Yeah, I can believe
that. That's the conspiracy theorist in the NASCAR. Tom, you think there's no more bigger conspiracy theorists than in NASCAR?
No, I mean
NBA people are pretty close. The NASCAR.
Well, football people are too, man. I'm just telling you, man. It's just conspiracy theories run amok.
See if I got a couple more. I think I did. Big news for Tom there.
That Kansas race was delayed though. They had lightning and stuff, and they had to delay it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the truck race was so late last night for it to get started. It started to 10.
They were talking about having a race later in the day and then affecting the it's going to change up the car.
Well, Terry, Natalie Decker this week announced her new sponsorship. I figured you you're going to be a supporter of Bikini Zone.
I've had some of them on.
You had to what?
It's shave jail, Terry.
I mean, but they even
He's
got
had
it
some
on
of that
there,
on, he
so,
said.
Yeah.
That's what he uses. That's what he uses to shave his head with.
Bikini Zone shave jail.
That's what he shaves his
I was
head
wondering
with.
if you could imagine Dale Earnhardt driving around the track with this sponsor.
Hey, it might help you hook up with some chicks.
She's a pretty girl.
She is.
Natalie Decker, but yeah.
Well, it's a good thing Martin ain't riding around.
My daughter would love the car. Anybody that puts pink or purple on the car, she's pulling for them when she sees them on the screen. I thought, Terry, I could just see Earnhardt riding around in the Bikini Zone shave jail car.
We all know what Martin's last sponsor was.
What was it?
Viagra.
Well, it was, wasn't it?
Well, I remember somebody said, I can't remember, it might have been Ned Jarrett called it back then, since the Viagra car goes into the wall hard. And he said, how else would it go into the wall?
So here's Zach, you hit here's Corey LaJoy talking about running into Jimmy Johnson.
I think restarts have changed a bit since Jimmy won a couple championships a while back.
If there's one guy you don't want to, I know personally you don't want to run over, it's him.
that fella.
Yeah.
I felt bad. I haven't talked to him yet.
He looked at you.
He wasn't even mad. He was just disappointed.
Did you feel shame in the car while you drove by?
I'm driving by, and I'm like, I saw the car first. I'm like, oh, shit, that looks like it hurt. And then I saw Jimmy standing behind the ambulance, just like giving me like a disappointed dad look, and I'm like, oh no.
I wasn't disappointed. He's pissed
off.
off.
I watched mine 4 or 5 different times, and there's about 4 cars up. These guys are racing side by side, and somebody gets pinched in the fence. And there was a puff of smoke, and somebody gets turned to the right. I don't know
Terry,
who that car was.
if you shut up for like 7 seconds, Corey's telling you everything that happened.
Oh no, Jimmy. So I watched mine 4 or 5 different times, and there's about 4 cars up. These guys are racing side by side, and somebody gets pinched in the fence. And there was a puff of smoke, and somebody gets turned to the right. I don't know who that car was. And Jimmy checks up at least 2 car lengths earlier than what I anticipated him, because he sees the smoke. If we're on the highway, I get the ticket because I ran in the back of him. But you're on the restart, and you're trying. Like, anytime you crack the throttle or lift and break your momentum, you're in the freaking hornet's nest. So I was trying to like get both of us kind of through like the lap cars that we found ourselves in the middle of at that point in time, and that's just the bang bang, him lifting a little bit earlier than what I expected. I think
so. Jimmy saw the smoke, Terry, and lifted. He didn't see the smoke, is what he's saying. And then he's like, "Oh God, I messed up, and I wrecked Jimmy Johns." But his team's really cool about it, and all that. But so that was this weekend. That weekend. So now we're going to go to Darlington. Tonight we got the Crown Royal Purple Bag Project 200 Xfinity Series, and then tomorrow the Goodyear 400 will be at 3 o'clock here, both on KTC Broadcasting. Now, if you want NASCAR tickets to Darlington, you have to call in at 704-435-2845, and you have to just say Happy Mother's Day to JP, and we'll give you some tickets. Well, you need to email. You need to go tomorrow. Not for resale. You can't resell them, but you have to be able to go. Call in JP, 704-435-2845. Tell him Happy Mother's Day, and we'll give you some NASCAR tickets to Darlington this weekend. Get your email in, 704-435-2845. This weekend's schedule, I was just going over that. Let's see. Today, NASCAR practice is 10:30. The qualifying is 11:20. Crown Royal Purple Bag Project 200 is at 1:30 today. And then tomorrow, the Goodyear 400 at 3 o'clock. Terry, I don't think they have any. What did I say? When was qualifying? Is at 11:20 today. I wish we could talk about that. I like knowing who's on the pole and stuff. And that kind of cuts out
just
half being able to talk who
to the day before.
I know, being able to talk who you think might win. Well, Terry, any other news and notes on your NASCAR?
No.
All right, folks. Let's see if there's. I'm gonna pull up some golf photos and stuff. We'll look at that from the other day. See if there's anything else I got. I think that's it. We got baseball. Plenty of baseball to talk about. American League Central's in a big heated contest. NFL, NBA playoffs. Anything else? Is that about it? Terry's bikini's on gel. He's got to go try on here in a second.
I think Terry in a bikini should definitely be illegal. That should be against the law.
Well, I'll leave you with this one thought. This is a golf thought from. We'll do that here in just a little bit. All right, I'm good. Let's just go to break. We'll be back in just a few minutes. We'll talk Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, and more on KDCBroadcasting.com.
At 704-489-6970. You have many choices when it comes to healthcare options. Let's face it, it's very confusing with all the nonstop commercials about healthcare. With over 20 years of healthcare experience, he can help you find the right plan for your healthcare needs. If you would like to attend a no-obligation healthcare event, please call Ty at 704-489-6970 to reserve your seat now. Again, that's 704-489-6970. With the change of seasons, today's Pro in Shelby is having a sale, a clearance sale on the remaining name brand gas logs. Some are slightly used and some brand new, but they all come with a manufacturer's warranty. Also, displays are on sale as well. Come in and save and get ready for pool season. Today's Pro has all your pool supplies, and yes, they do water testing too. That's Today's Pro, 1325 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Call 704-600-8393. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Like them on Facebook too. It's time to get ready for spring. Time to head to Full Throttle Power Sports and 95 Trailers. Test drive an ATV or side-by-side today. Full Throttle Power Sports carry CF Moto, Yamaha, Suzuki, Kawasaki, Honda, and Slingshot. And check out the trailers with brand names like SureTrack, Iron Bull, and Triton. Stop by or give them a call at 704-833-1270. Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com. They deal in fun.
Plan now to attend the big grand opening on Saturday, May 4th at the all-new innovative pool designs in Kings Mountain. It'll be from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. There'll be free hot dogs and drinks, and register to win some great door prizes. See their pool designs and pool products too. Also spas, grill islands, fire features, and specialty outdoor furniture. Don't miss it, the grand opening of the innovative pool designs, Saturday, May 4th, 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. Now in their new big building at 629 East King Street in Kings Mountain. Follow them on Facebook too.
Heading to the shooting range, or maybe you're going hunting? Make sure you protect your hearing with a stop in at the Great Outdoors in Cherryville. Take a look at the line of Axle hearing protection, including the X-Core and X-Core Digital and the Axle GS Extremes. And ask about the Tracker, electronic earmuffs, and Bluetooth earmuffs. And the Great Outdoors now has the AB suppressors. That's the Great Outdoors, Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right behind McDonald's. Online at teamgreatoutdoors.com. Like them on Facebook too. Now is the time to head to Marburger Chevrolet in Shelby for that new 2024 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 truck. Now get 2.9% APR financing for 72 months for well-qualified buyers. Or get $5,000 total value with your eligible trade-in. And that's not all. Get 1.9% APR financing on the new 2024 Chevrolet Equinox for well-qualified buyers. Or get $2,500 total cash allowance. Marburger Chevrolet, 200 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at marburgerchevy.net.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. They've got some more sports to talk about.
Yeah, we're back here on the Shock Jock Sports Talk Show. I believe we're going to be going into possibly basketball, Kevin? Baseball. Excuse me, baseball, guys. We're going into baseball.
All right, I've got a interesting story. Zach, do you remember this picture, right?
Yes.
Did we ever talk about this?
We have, and we was talking about, well, I told you about the autograph and how he signed two different ways, and that's the later signing of Mickey Mantle's
But did we ever talk about
retirement
the
years.
number? Did you notice something?
Isn't he number 7?
You've never noticed this, have you? Tom, what does that say? Mickey Mantle, number 6. This is an authentic photograph, an authentic signature. So, Pat Rooney came in my office yesterday. Not yesterday, day before. Yesterday's the golf. And he looks at it and he goes, "Well, Kevin, that's interesting." He said, "Mickey Mantle's number 7, isn't he?" And I said, "I actually don't know, Pat." I said, "I know that signature's real. My cousin is pretty much authenticated, and I've got authentication papers with it and all that other stuff." And told him about the signatures like you were talking about and all that. And he goes, "Well, Kevin, he's number 7. I said, "Well, I looked it up, and it was Joe Torre was number 6, and a couple other people. But looked up the story, Zach, and on Wikipedia or wherever it was, and basically, Mantle was issued 6 his rookie year, and he got called down. or had to go down to the minors, and then when he came back, they had already issued 6 to someone else, and Mantle got 7 then. So this picture was his rookie year. This is like the earliest pictures of him ever, of wearing number 6. So that right there, Pat didn't know the story.
I just took the price way up.
You didn't know the story. I didn't know the story. Let's see. Mickey Mantle. I want to read it to you because it gets even weirder because it goes a little bit. Let's see. Here's the story. He was originally assigned number 6. I can make that better for you guys. As next in line for Yankee greatness behind Ruth, Gehrig, DiMaggio at 5. After a slow start, he was sent down. By the time he returned, Bobby Brown, not Whitney's man, had returned from military service, and with that was given back the 6 he had worn in the previous 4 years. Mickey was then given 7, which was previously worn that season by Cliff Mapes, who was traded to the St. Louis Browns, and Bob Serve, who was demoted. And, of course, Mantle owned it ever since. In the 51 campaign, Mapes was a proud owner of 7. Mantle was assigned number 6, according to the program there in that movie. So, anyway, there's that story. So, that's kind of neat, right? Remember, none of us had knew that story. I get home, pull up my Twitter feed, and this is on my Twitter feed, Jack. Tell me our phones aren't listening to us. The exact story. I've never discussed this before in my life, never heard it. Pat came in my room, and this is what I read just to y'all, and this was the tweet. Mickey Mantle was originally signed number 6 as he was seen as the next. It's the exact same words.
I got copied and pasted it and posted it on
My
his Twitter
phone,
feed.
yeah, that guy copied and pasted it, but my phone heard me say that out loud to Pat, sent it to Twitter, and then Twitter, that was on my feed by the time I was home that day. Holy spine, folks.
Now, I've heard a lot of stories like this where you're talking about something, all of a sudden it'll pop up in your phone. They are listening to
It's insane. It's exact word for word.
It's either that or that government tracker that's in your body from the vaccine.
Big brother's watching me.
Don't undercut it. But it's just wild. So that's my
But with the
weird
number
story
6,
of that.
did it not? Did that price go up?
I have no idea. I haven't.
I mean, it should. Should it not? It's rare.
I ain't even got into that.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, we was talking.
The signature was from, like Zach said, in the 80s.
He was retired. He was retired. That's his retired signature.
That
There's
don't mean
2
anything.
signatures.
Mickey Mantle come to when I worked at Burris. He come there.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
And Zach's just saying that wasn't signed in the 60s that year. He's
But
saying
it is his signature.
Years later.
Because my uncle, it's funny, after Kevin got this, my uncle's got a baseball, and he had taken it home after my grandmother passed away, and he just called me and says, "Hey, I found this baseball." He said, "You think this is real?" I said, "I know it's real. I've seen the signature." I said, "It's his retirement signature." He said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Look it up."
Yeah.
And sure enough, I said, he came around here a lot to sign.
You know,
Yep. So he was there, and he signed a baseball for my dad over there and my uncle. You know, so I know they still got it, and I got the other one. But
this would have been around 1980, I would guess.
This is around. It would have been around then.
Yeah, that's about the time that
80 to 83, 84.
That's the time
somewhere in
range
that
that he would have gotten it.
Yeah.
Think about this, too. Remember he had that bad knee injury? What if they would have had modern surgery and been able to fix that thing right? You know,
you talk about a lot of athletes like that, Bo.
Got bad news for Tom. It's been sold.
No, it's okay.
The guy
it's going to be sitting in
his... got home, somebody tweeted about it. My buddy just drove 7 hours to buy this.
You know, it's something like that. That's what's going to happen. Somebody's going to come from far away and get that thing.
Tom wishes that when he gets his birthday, that would be sitting in his yard.
And Tom's going to buy it.
But you know, for $4,000, it's not bad.
No.
I mean, I'm sorry.
You can't buy one down the street here for that.
No, heck no. You're right.
What?
You can't buy one down the street for $4,000.
No.
I mean,
much less than
that's a great price.
I was looking at Lowe's, and now this is the big, like the party cart that's got the third row seat.
$9,000.
9? Try 13.
Yeah.
Well, $13,000.
Come on.
My last car, I paid $9,000 for.
Speaking of party,
that's you, Tom.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Party bus.
How about a Cleveland Browns party? Even got the white face mask on it.
It don't have the concussion protocol helmet though.
It does not.
No, that's the.
I'm glad you brought that. I'm glad you brought that up, Zach, because I got 2 things. Number one, somebody made a comment. Y'all want to stop by the massage parlor? Shut up, Deshaun.
I'm telling you guys, man.
All right, you ready for the cap, Zach? We've got a preview of what the cap would have looked like in the 1970s on Jack Lambert.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Is he dead?
I would hope so. Not hope so, but like surely maybe.
Yeah. He's
because they said like Jack Lambert was only like 5'11".
Guess he wasn't wearing mouth guards back
he
then.
He wasn't real big.
God knows that dude could play.
He could play.
Is he the model citizen for making us wear mouth guards and Pop Warner?
Well, they say Jack Lambert wouldn't have sniffed the field today because he wasn't big enough. You know, that's what they say, he wasn't big enough. But that's because what 5'11", 205. What is that today? That's
a
that's a
DB or
cornerback.
something, yeah.
I mean, you know, when he was out there playing middle linebacker, that's insane.
Why he didn't have no teeth?
He's still living, is he not?
It's
got on here. It said born 1952, 71 years old.
Yeah, I thought he was older than that. I'm sorry. I thought he was way older than that.
Yeah.
He just when he was 28, he looked like he was 50.
Yeah.
The picture I just showed you.
Yeah, he's inducted in the Hall of Fame in 1990. He's still living.
Yeah, well, I hate the Steelers, but you know you got to respect Jack Lambert. I mean, I guess you just have to have a little respect for him.
We talked about RBIs and doubles as players, or how to rank baseball players. How about total bases all time? You look at the list of that. Top four, only 4 people have ever
6,000
got 6,000 total bases. It's Hank Aaron, Albert Pujols is second, Stan Musial third, and Willie Mays fourth. Just think about this, and just do the math on it. It says games, all of them played around 3,000 games, and all of them got around 6,000 total bases. Pretty much 2 bases a game, guys.
Yeah.
Think about that. The greatest players ever only get 2 bases a game. Not 2 hits, not anything else. 2 bases total. Get the greatest that's ever played only get 2 bases a game.
That's amazing.
So when you tell your kids and they get upset, hey, I struck out or I didn't do well, my daughter gets so upset when she doesn't hit it. And I had to tell her the other day, I was like, baby, most people get out every play. You gotta accept that. But like just looking at that blew my mind, Terry, that only 2 bases per game. So you come to the ballpark, you're looking at Albert Pujols. I hope he gets me 2 bases today. Is that not wild?
That's.
You'd think it'd be more, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, anybody would.
If you get a hit, that's your one. Tony Gwynn should have been getting more than that. You would think.
He might have had he might not have had it. Well, he played what 20? He played like 19 years or something.
He had 300 stolen bases, but anyway,
San Diego State's all-time assist leader. In basketball.
And I know we talked about it a couple times on there, but his batting average when it was, you know, like an 0-2 count or something like that was ridiculous.
All right, for you Dale Murphy fans, got one for you. Atlanta Braves fans. JP, we get a winner yet on NASCAR? Darlington tickets tomorrow. Free Darlington tickets. Call JP. Tell him Happy Mother's Day. 704-435-2845. 704-435-2845. All right.
I want to tell you something before you go on, Kevin. I don't know whether any of y'all watch Major League Baseball Network. Harold Reynolds, to me, fundamentally sound. Was not the greatest player that ever played, but fundamentally played the game the way it should be. And he shows so much stuff on how to make it. He even talked about Tony Gwynn's hitting stroke, that it was so much shorter than what guys swing today, you know. And the other day,
it's almost like pitching like in golf, like pitching, like he could put it where he wanted to put it. Is what I'm saying. His swing.
Yeah, but I mean, he showed fielding things that you can do at your house to make you a better fielder. But the other day they were talking catchers because the St. Louis Cardinals broke his arm with a guy hitting it. Yeah, their catcher. You know, because he was so close, and the difference from Molina and them catching to this guy catching of new catchers coming up, that they're all over the batter.
I was about to say, do you
Did
know?
he get hit by the ball or the bat?
No.
Do you know exactly what's going on with this? So the analytics department, Zach, has told the catchers that they'll get more strikes called the closer they are.
Yeah, they're like 4 foot back
to the plate.
Where Molina was 8.
And so they're telling the catchers get as close as
Oh my goodness,
they can.
Well, and then when they reach up there to snap it,
he didn't get hit in the glove, Terry. He didn't get hit in the wrist. He got hit in the friggin' elbow.
I know.
Oh my
look
gosh,
at this.
y'all!
Broken arm.
He better be glad it wasn't Vlad Guerrero's bat.
He broke his arm.
Yeah, broke his arm.
Sure did.
What? I mean, he's. I mean, this is.
Look how far his bat has to be in a step. Now, the batter is behind the batter's box. You see that if you'll look, the line is there. The umpires, I guess, have missed this because he's obviously behind the batter's box. So anyway, he hits him in the arm.
Oh, he's done. Look, right then.
I did this to Lee Shuford.
Oh my gosh, y'all! Why?
I hit a kid in Little League like that and broke his arm. My catcher, Terry, I was telling you about the kid earlier. He's already been hit twice this year, and I told him, I said, back up before you get your arm broken. And my catcher gets up there, and I'm like, dude, he's good. I'm like, why are you so close? And the umpire's like, I keep telling him back up. And he's up there, and he's been hit twice already this year.
But they said the problem with this, as you can see on our screen, the problem with this, when they get closer, it's easy for an umpire to call the strikes right here. But if you're back, you're calling it from where the catcher's at.
Ugh.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's so far back, and you're not calling it from up there at the plate. You're calling it from where that catcher makes the catch. So there's more strikes missed when Molina and them were calling on account of them so far back because it wasn't being called from the plate. When they're up that close, it's being called right at the plate.
I got another video for you.
Part of the stupidity is this stupid box they put on, and a lot of these pitches that are maybe just like you see the box, a hair off.
But it come across where it's supposed to.
What's making it worse is these stupid announcers. That pitch isn't even close.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what are you talking about? It's a ball off the plate.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's just so dumb. They act like, oh, that's a terrible call. I mean, it's a ball off the plate.
So here's the newest problem with the catchers. So they're teaching catchers this that they should be on 1 foot, 1 leg or something, and they've changed the fundamentals to something else. And so you guys, this is you umpires would be interested in this.
Yeah, watch it.
This umpire takes one straight to the dome.
Yeah.
See if I can make it a little bit smaller for the people. So I can reach it.
They're gonna wind up putting catcher's box in. Is what they're gonna wind up doing. You watch.
Boom. 96 straight to the face, and that's a major league catcher.
And he missed. Look at it. He missed.
He wasn't even close.
Yeah, that wasn't even.
I think the pitcher he missed big time, and catcher didn't adjust at all.
They're clapping because the umpire's hurt.
I don't know what.
Oh man, surely not.
Yeah, we took him out.
That's a fan. No, that was the ending of the game.
Oh, okay.
It was like ball 4. I think it was ball 4. Walked a run in.
And those are different. I'm like, if I know Tom, he's probably should be by the same way. I would rather my mask get moved because the blow's not there. If it comes straight back and hits you like that, you feel it.
Oh,
I'm sorry, you feel it.
You punch.
I mean, you got your mask on, so it's not going to break your bone.
I know,
but it's just if you've ever been hit like that, like, and you wake up the next day, your whole jaw will be sore, like somebody punched you in the jaw. I mean, it's one of those things where you have to experience it to understand. It scares the daylights out of you.
Tom, you ever heard of Canisius College?
Canisius?
Yeah,
I've heard of it, but I don't know where it's at. I've heard.
They're the Golden Griffins, and I'm about to show you their baseball field.
Interesting.
That is their baseball, softball, soccer field, all in one.
Well, I guess
astroturfed, all in one field. You know what they say when they say, "Son, you want to play center field?" Nope.
Oh my gosh.
I do not. Now, Terry, if you'll remember, Mooresville used to be kind of like this. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Ralph Roberts hit a ball over the center fielder's head, and Tom, the center fielder didn't even go get it. They let Ralph just jog.
I see it.
That's how far and hard he hit it. Because by the time he got to that ball, he would have been in.
But if you look,
he'd been home anyway.
If you look at statistics, like at baseball way back in the day, like you wonder why, like, who's got the lead in triples? It's a bunch of guys you never heard of. Because the parks were so much bigger back then. And then they moved the fences in, and that's when you see the home run numbers go up.
We played in Selma, and we played on a field about 260 straightaway center was goalpost that you had to work around if the ball was hit, because you was like, either I run in this goalpost or I'm going to take it off the thing, and it's going to hit me in the head. I mean, you'd slow down and the ball would go and not hit the
Caldwell
post,
County,
but just continue to go on.
Terry, you've been to Caldwell County, haven't you? Tom,
Yeah.
MS Deerfield, they've got generators in the outfield, a scoreboard in the outfield, light poles. Dustin told me one time, Terry, the furthest ball he ever hit was center field there, and it got caught. The guy dove under the scoreboard and caught it, like under the scoreboard and caught it. And he said, you can't hit it no further than that, and they're diving under the scoreboards. Is either Mount Holly, Holbrook, one of those. When I played back in the day in junior high, they had the football post in center field, and it was get all you could get. And you guys are right, Tom, that all the triples guys.
It seems
are the old
it seems like maybe they could put a temporary fence.
Yeah, it would probably help.
It would have just put a temporary fence for the
and they might do that.
They might do that. Yeah.
Because
since 1969, only 4 players have a .320 batting average with more walks than strikeouts. Any guesses, fellas? .320, more walks than strikeouts. Basically, your best base hitters of the last since 1969.
Tony Gwynn.
He's number 1. Luis Reyes has joined the
Ichiro?
4. Ichiro did not make the list.
Wade Boggs?
Yes.
Good guess.
And then the other is
800
probably the
batting
most
average.
obvious ever, too. Base hits. Somebody who's known for getting base hits.
Pete Rose.
Rod Carew. 333. But
I don't know.
That dude right there's pretty good.
You know who Rod Carew is?
No, I was talking about the
I
Lewis
was about to say
guy.
there's 9,000 Rod Carew cards down there.
I knew that. The fourth guy, I don't think I know.
He played for the Marlins.
And he just
now
got
he's
traded.
he got
recent.
traded.
He's recent. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what they're arguing
He won the batting title last year.
Yes. I don't. So this is what they're arguing about now.
I watch baseball,
guys. Whether or not he's a good baseball player or not.
I could care less what you're thinking. This kid.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
He's probably got a 1
This
WAR.
is their argument now, is that he's not a good baseball player because he hits it too good and hits for singles and doesn't hit home runs.
But his swing is short.
So if you basically the argument is if you're not would Jose Canseco not be their favorite player of all time? If you don't hit home runs and strike out a lot, you're not any good. That's the only thing they talk about. And whatever analytics that is, but my goodness, he's a good hitter, isn't he, Terry?
Mm-hmm. But he's having a bad year right now. He ain't got started for his new team, but he can play.
All right, Tom. You want to see the announcer
Jinx of the century?
Yeah, I've seen this. This is great.
Zach,
turn this on.
Zach, you need to hit the button.
Don't take this the wrong way, but we are already a no-hitter alert. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, before he throws a single pitch tonight against the Marlins, we have a no-hitter alert.
Okay.
Enjoy what could be a no-hitter from Yamamoto.
You know Jazz swing your first pitch.
Right here on MLB Network for Harold, CY, I'm Greg.
Yeah.
We have a no-hitter alert. Enjoy this game live on MLB Network.
Boy, you're crazy.
It's in the major leagues to establish himself as that guy. Dodgers looking for a 6th straight win and a 13th out of their last 15. After
This is
they
the
took
first pitch of the game.
6-3 last night. Yamamoto comes home and off we go. And the aggressive Marlins get a first pitch swing and a high fly ball and a home run for Jazz Chisholm on the first pitch.
Don't take this.
There's that
the wrong way,
no-hitter
but we are
alert,
already
Terry.
That is so funny.
That's the worst one ever. That is the worst one ever. They had a graphic. They come up on the screen for this.
15 consecutive scoreless innings pitch. Wham.
Boom. That's awesome. Dale Murphy holds the record for most seasons with 35 home runs while appearing in all 162 games. No, with 4. A-Rod and Harmon Killebrew 3. Machado, Prince, Delgado, Sammy Sosa, Bagwell, and Palmeiro with 2. Let's see if I got any more baseball. I don't think I do. All right. Well, I had two more Cardinals things, and then I'll let you guys talk about your successful baseball teams.
We lost 2 in a row to the worst team in baseball.
We did too. We got beat in the series by the White Sox.
We're just lucky we're playing the Angels.
Almost got swept by them.
we didn't play well against the Dodgers. So.
Well, they hit 3 home runs in an inning when I was listening. And just to want to remind everybody, 92.9 or 101.5, you can listen to all the Braves games. Like I listened to the end of the Cherryville game, and I switched over to 101 because I thought I was going to get the end of the Burns game, and it was over. And all of a sudden, like, home run, home run. Then the next guy walked, and then they hit another home run. And it was at the Mets. And they said the Braves in their last series hit 3 home runs in their entire series, and they hit 3 in that one inning with 2 outs, Zach. There was 2 outs, and they gave up 3 home runs. So, I mean, it was I guess the Braves ended up winning last night.
So, all right, let me finish off tweets.
Yeah.
Cardinals have a 296 on base percentage this season. That's the lowest on base percentage during the expansion era, which began in 1961. The 5th worst by the team since 1900. Thank goodness for the Pirates. You know, how about that? But the rest of the division, Terry, is on a 15-game combined losing streak. The whole division, Tom. The whole division is on a losing streak.
Who's the kid that's so good?
Y'all pulling up the bottom.
Who's the kid that's so good for Cincinnati?
L.A. De La Cruz.
De La Cruz. Is he playing?
Yes, he's playing.
I mean, they did so well last year.
Here's your John Smoltz story talking about Tony Gwynn.
How'd you do against Tony Gwynn in your career?
Not good. 444 he hit over his career. I still think the greatest stat in the history of sports. Maddox, Glavine, Pedro Martinez, and me. I want to say faced him over 330 times. Okay? We struck out over 12,000 batters combined. We struck him out 3 times.
All of
Pedro,
you combined?
All of us combined. Pedro and Greg Maddox, 0.
How'd you do against Tony Gwynn in your career?
Not good.
He didn't strike out. Like, you look at his stats.
Yeah, he's going to put it in play.
All right, Zach Braves time. Go ahead.
Well, we didn't play very well against the Dodgers. We're in a series with the Mets right now. We're 5-5 over the last 10 games. Second in the NL East. We're about 2 games. We're 4 games in the win column behind the Phillies, but we got the same losses. So there were only 2 games total behind the Phillies, but don't write off the Phillies. You know, in that division, you know what they did last year. So I just hope we can get it back together. It's early in the season, so we'll see what happens.
Phillies in first, 2 on the Braves.
You know, though, but you look at that and you're like, how in the world's Philadelphia played 4 more games than y'all have?
Yeah.
I mean, I go by loss column because, I mean, that's all you got to do is win.
Right.
But you'd have to win 4 just to get back even with them.
It's called rain, Terry.
Yeah.
Okay, Tom. Thank you very much. Appreciate you being here today.
Well, you're like, I can't figure out why does one team play more than the other. It's called rain, Terry.
Good God.
It rains, Terry.
He's always somebody.
Terry acts like it's some big mystery. Ooh, it's a conspiracy. It rains, Terry. They don't play. I mean, that's baseball.
You turn that computer around the other way, it'll look.
Turn the computer around the other way.
That's right.
Brewers in first, half game on the Cubs. Only teams over 500 in the Central. Dodgers in first, 5.5 up on the Padres. Only team up on 500 in the
You hate who? Dodgers?
National League.
5.5 games.
I hate
up
both
on
them and the Yankees because all they want to do is spend all this money. At least,
But I know Chip's listening last week, but it's just so funny when I was like, all these, they get the major media to just watch it. Chip goes, that's not why. I was like, why, Chip? I used to watch the Yankees with my dad. That's precisely my point. They need to put the Indians on some, but they're struggling, man. They're struggling. Quan's hurt. They need Quan, man. They you know, you got to have a leadoff guy, man. You got to have a leadoff guy. They're just struggling right now.
Tom, the only time we ever get put on to any kind of network is if we're playing somebody out west and it's 10:30 at night time when they come on.
Or if you're playing the Yanks, you're playing the Yanks or somebody like that. But
God.
Hopefully they get it together. It's just like I was telling Trent Marty at work. I was like, you know, Trent's like, well, they might get beat by Detroit. I was like, Trent,
They're good, but they're not that good. They're playing above their heads. They're playing above their heads right now, and they're not going to hold on to that lead. I think Minnesota's going to win that division. I just hope that we can have a good season and be competitive. But I just don't think they hit enough. I just don't think they hit enough for 162 games, a lot of games.
Sorry.
Well, I told my wife I was in there Thursday, and she got up, and she come walk in, and she goes, "Oh, I thought you was watching the news." I said, "No, hon, this is the only time I get to see Kansas City play. 10:30 at night time, something to 11, you know."
Yankees in, not in first. Where's that?
They
Baltimore.
are in second. Baltimore's in first.
That's right.
Playing well again this year. 8-2 in their last 10.
Go through them there, Zach.
Baltimore at American League East, 8-2 in their last 10. Yankees only half game behind them, 26-14, 7-3 in their last 10. And then you got Boston about 7 games behind them. So Yankees and Baltimore there are leading the American League East.
Then in the Central, the Cleveland Guardians have a half a game lead on Minnesota and Kansas City. Minnesota's been playing very well here.
Yeah, I mean, they were picked to win this division. I think Tom said earlier.
I think they will win the division.
4 teams 500 or above in our division. I always say we had the worst division. We do with Chicago at the bottom, but this year we got 4 teams very competitive.
Yep, pretty competitive. All the guys they're in that top 4 are plus differential on their runs for against runs against. So, and we got the West. We talk about the West. We got Texas Rangers, 22-18, 6-4 in the last 10. Seattle Mariners, 21-18. Look at Oakland. They're hanging around 500, getting ready to get moved to Las Vegas in a couple years.
There's a little bit of clickbait on the internet said NFL clears way for Raiders to return to California. Like, what is this? They're going to have a practice facility out there. Yeah, they're going to practice.
And then I think everybody's happy about this. The Houston Astros. That's what Terry was going with it, too. Yes, the Houston Astros are down there with the greatest player ever, Los Angeles Angels, and Mike Trout in the last place.
I loved it because we've only played them one time this year, and we swept them 3-0.
Yeah.
This is a guy not knowing about ghost runners.
He never played with us when we were kids then.
So here's a weird one for you. Bottom of the 9th, Ronald Acuna's up. Okay. Yeah.
Strike on the outside.
Ronald Acuna. Bottom of the 9th.
Cleveland trying to send us to extras for the second consecutive day.
Okay.
Beatty deals and
These guys
Acuna
had a
stays
few
alive.
beers.
All right, he strikes out. Here we go. Ronald Acuna, bottom of the 9th.
He still ain't got it figured out.
Another 0-2 offering.
He strikes out.
A call to strike.
Okay. Now.
Acuna did not like it, and he has an argument.
Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. Stupid. That is so stupid.
Cleveland
It's
didn't
just
score
dumb.
in
It was
the
a good
top
pitch.
of the 10th.
God almighty.
What the umpire? What did they say?
Now, Cleveland didn't score in the top of the 10th.
It was last night in the bottom of the 10th. The
Now,
situation the Braves were
bottom of the 10th. Why is Acuna on second base?
See if they can change the story here this afternoon.
Albies is the second batter, so he would bat next. Why is Ronald Acuna on second base? That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm freaking
Read your
out.
book. Read your book.
Someone tell me. How is he on second base at the start of the bottom of the 10th when he struck out in the bottom of the 9th?
Cleveland fans don't know the rules, Terry. What a stupid rule! Are they gonna go? Are they gonna take this off now that COVID's over and all this other stuff that we got a pitch clock and every other rule?
I don't like. What I would like to see is the California rule. They load the bases one out.
But
Come
it's
on,
ruined,
Kevin. 9 innings
it's
of
ruined
baseball.
stats.
Who cares?
That's why. That's why.
It's ruined stats.
That's why I don't like it.
Who cares?
So they tell you RBIs don't matter, then they put them out there, and then they just give them free to everybody.
Yeah,
And
there
now
you
they're going
go.
to say Hank Aaron's records and Pujols don't matter because we just used to give away free RBIs
The
forever.
game is bigger than Albert Pujols, just for your information.
We have, Tom, this is professional people. We paid $100 to come watch a baseball game, and you're telling me there's ghost runners? Because I want you guys to wait an extra 5 minutes.
Kevin.
Ghost runners.
Sell a couple more hot dogs
baseball.
in there 5 minutes.
Kevin.
You are not trying to reason with me on this one, Tom. You're in favor of ghost runners?
There's 9 innings already been played.
Only an umpire.
would
It's
do
exactly.
that. No.
That's the only reason my kids only get to play 3 or 4 innings because the umpires can't stay an extra 30 minutes to go 6. So now the umpires don't want to play now. We got ghost runners.
I'm on your side, Kevin. I agree.
This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I have no problem with ghost runners. Put a ghost runner out there. I like the California rule. Bases loaded.
God.
Load the bases. Let's go. Let's see something happen.
Let's just pull a card. Let's just play cards.
Yeah.
Pull a card, see who wins.
Ace high card wins.
It's not. No, you still have to hit the ball.
No,
It's
you don't. You
more
got a
exciting.
double with nothing going on. I earned second base, and I didn't do nothing.
I like the rule.
How many saves would Mariano Rivera would have lost if he had a guy on second every time he went out there to pitch?
It's not a blown save. It's a tied game. It's not a blown save opportunity.
Well, whatever it is, how many times would he have lost if he just got a free guy at second base every time? It's just the crazy. It's just the wildest thing.
It's not
Major
crazy.
League Baseball sat in a room, Terry, and these adults said, "Y'all know what we should do? Y'all remember when we was kids and we didn't have enough people in the neighborhood to play, and Johnny would get a double, but it's Johnny's turn to bat. We got 25 grown men, 13 of them which are pitchers who never play actually baseball, can't come out here and just let's run a ghost runner out there." The dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. It is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. All right,
Does college football not put the ball on the 20-yard line?
They don't have ghost kickers.
Well, you didn't move the ball to the 20-yard line, Kevin. Kevin, did you move the ball to the 20-yard line?
No, it's called a touchback, Tom. When you're penalized when it goes in the end zone, it's called the touchback.
I just made a counterpoint.
No,
you
didn't.
just no.
He's talking about the overtime. He's talking about the overtime rules.
Overtime.
That's when you
Where
put
they
it
move
to 25.
Wait, did you say
25,
college?
right.
Did you say college?
Yeah.
Well, that's not a real sport, so it doesn't count, Tom. So
Okay. All right.
after the game, did you vote on who won?
They have a playoff, Kevin.
Did they vote on who get in the playoff?
Well, they're going to expand it, so that's going to take care of that. Just show the clip, man.
Is that a ghost runner?
This is going to be the best clip you've seen all day. You know, Terry, and I'll say, this isn't my kid. Some kids aren't in shape.
Oh, no.
Little Johnny here, I don't know his name, but he gets, he's done at third base. Let me just put it that way.
There it is.
Ground ball to short.
Look at Papa.
Papa goes by first.
That is Prince Fielder Cecil right there,
Papa's on
buddy.
to second.
Yes,
Ball's
sir.
thrown away again.
Look at Cecil.
Look at him.
Papa's on the way to third. Now watch Papa. No, I'm done.
That's right.
He made the right call. He was going to get hosed.
All right, I'm getting ready.
He was getting hosed. He saw that. He's a smart ball player. Look at him. The little Tony Gwynn.
Oh, mom and them like that. That was pretty funny. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes. We got to talk NBA playoffs, NFL, and more coming up. KDC Broadcast.
The 11th from 12 noon till 4 p.m. during the big Spring Fling Sale at Barry McKee's Plant and Produce in beautiful downtown Boston. We'll have free DQ hot dogs, chips, and soft drinks, and register to win some great prizes. See Large Marge, the Pink Cadillac, and the Patriotic Floppy Man. Plus, there will be plenty of entertainment, including special guest moonshiner and master distiller Steve Barker, and the famous General Lee. Also live music by Josh Hudson from 12:30 to 3. And your special YouTube sensation, Marge and In Charge. And you'll find some great last-minute Mother's Day gift ideas, including produce, plants, bird feeders, yard art, and more. That's Saturday, May the 11th, during the Big Spring Fling at Barry McKee's Plant and Produce Sales on Main Street in beautiful downtown Boston. Y'all come. It'll be fun. There's nothing but fun and adventure lying ahead with a new RV from Campers Inn RV in Kings Mountain. See the beautiful land with your dream RV from Campers Inn RV. Now is the perfect time to turn your RV dreams into reality. But these great deals won't last long. Discover the freedom of the open road today with a new RV. From Campers Inn RV in Kings Mountain, Highway 161 South at I-85 at 615 Broadview Drive. Online at campersinn.com/Kings-Mountain. Have fun in the sun this spring and summer with a recreational vehicle loan from Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville with rates as low as 5.99% annual percentage rate. This loan includes campers, boats, ATVs, motorcycles, and even tractors. Come in and apply now, but hurry, limited time offer. Again, recreational vehicle loans with rates as low as 5.99% annual percentage rate at Carolina Federal Credit Union, 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville, online at carolinafcu.org or call 704-435-0186. Rates and terms are based on the evaluation of credit. Quality Landscaping Materials is now open and in full swing for spring. Visit the new location at 355 White Jenkins Road in Bessemer City. You'll find a various stock of mulch, rock, gravel, pine needles, and more. Plus, they do all kinds of landscaping, including mowing, weed eating, blowing, mulching, and more. Just call 704-862-0770. Again, 704-862-0770. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, 8 to 3 on Saturday, online at QualityLandscapeMaterials.com. Like them on Facebook, too, and now located at 355 White Jenkins Road in Bessemer City.
At Coyote, we're going to treat you like dirt because we hold dirt in the highest regard. We're honored to find it under our fingernails, lucky to be caked in it at day's end. It keeps us humble, honest. Dirt gets taken for granted by most, but if you know us, you know getting treated like dirt means getting treated with respect. Coyote, we dig dirt.
Your Coyote dealer is Weston Sales, Highway 18 North, Highway 27 intersection west in Vale. It's time to get ready for spring. Time to head to Full Throttle Power Sports and 95 Trailers. Test drive an ATV or side-by-side today. Full Throttle Power Sports carry CF Moto, Yamaha, Suzuki, Kawasaki, Honda, and Slingshot. And check out the trailers with brand names like SureTrack, Iron Bull, and Triton. Stop by or give them a call at 704-833-1270. Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com. They deal in fun.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin the Gang. They're talking some more sports. When they get back on the air, of course. I mean, we're back on, but I mean, Kevin.
We hear you.
There we go.
All right.
We got you.
Trivia questions. Zach, don't look over here.
Okay.
See if y'all can remember. In 1995, the Panthers and the Jaguars were joining the NFL as expansion teams. The question is, what were the 3 other finalist cities? Can y'all remember?
No.
Nashville.
I was thinking of Tennessee, maybe Memphis.
Zach actually just nailed it. Memphis is one of the finalists.
It's because he always looks at your screen.
I didn't see that.
If he can read that, I'll give him credit for that one. I think he's too blind to read that one. I got to fix that one. JB, come fix our.
How many
yeah,
were
JB,
there?
Come line
Kevin,
that camera up.
how many were there?
There was 3 more teams, 5 finalists: Jacksonville, Carolina, Memphis, and the other 2 are kind of obvious once I say them.
Were they trying to put a team back? Was that when they're trying to put a team back at St. Louis?
Yes, so Zach's got another one. I can't believe he's done this, but
because he looked at the screen.
I promise you.
There's one more, and Tom should be able to nail this one.
Columbus, Ohio.
No. Baltimore.
Oh, Baltimore.
Oh, yeah, it makes sense.
The Ravens were not in existence at this time.
Because they went 98 was last year. Was 98 last year for Cleveland? Tom, do you know?
90. The last year for Cleveland in Cleveland was 95.
Here
was 95.
are
Okay.
the 5 finalists and their jerseys and uniforms. You have the Carolina Panthers and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Look at that, Hound Dogs. That's pretty sweet.
The St. Louis Stallions
look like the
Vikings in purple and gold. And the Memphis Hound Dogs
like Charlotte
look
49ers.
the Charlotte 49ers. That's probably why they shut that down real quick. Memphis Hound Dogs. And then
how stupid is that?
And then
I like it.
And then the Baltimore Bombers was the 5th team. So instead of the Ravens, you could have the Baltimore Bombers. But there's your teams.
Like
the Baltimore Bombers, the Memphis Hound Dogs, the
Well,
St. Louis Stallions, and then there's your Jaguars and Panthers.
Thank you to Art Modell for giving you the Baltimore Ravens. He's dead. May you burn in hell. Art Modell.
Tom is just such sunshine. If you want Darlington race tickets, give JP a call. Get to 704-435-2845. Tell him Happy Mother's Day, and you can have 4 Darlington race tickets this weekend. Tomorrow, KTC broadcast. Here's some actual uniforms from the St. Louis Stallions and Baltimore. The Baltimore Bombers one is a little blurry, but the Stallions one is a little bit more clear. Looks like the Vikings. Yellow pants, purple tops. I thought y'all think that was neat. Here's some other like logo designs this is from the Baltimore Bombers, and there's some St. Louis Stallion logo. So it looked like the Broncos kind of a little bit. So you'd have 2 horses in there. So anyway, there's you some fun little football uniform news. You said Browns got white face mask now. That's the big news there. A couple other teams are changing. That Jaguars thing real quick. Let me show you that.
I don't know what the white face mask fetish is, but they just really like it in Cleveland.
The Jaguars are going to have this as a throwback, I think, this year, with the Jaguar going across the shoulders, and they're going to try. They never actually use that helmet, but I think they may be doing that.
That's cute.
That's a weird looking helmet, though.
That's cute.
The Jaguar on that helmet looks really weird.
What a great city to put football in, Jacksonville, Florida. Like a city without a soul. Let's give it a football team.
If you saw the roast this week, NFL spent $20 million and found out it was more probable than not that I was generally aware that someone may have deflated my footballs. You could have just given me the $20 million and I would have told you I effing did it.
He made a couple good comments.
So, the Tom Brady roast. I don't know if any of you guys saw that.
No, I
or
don't
not.
watch Tom Brady roast.
So they had him and Belichick and Kraft and all the gang there, and
all the cheaters got together, huh?
Had one big roast.
They play poker afterwards. I'm not playing cards with Tom Brady, that's for sure. He's cheating. Him and Jim Harbaugh. They'd have a good poker game. Both of them cheating like the whole game.
There was a lot of Giselle Joes for Tom.
They even had Drew Bledsoe there.
Bledsoe was there to
I was listening to I was watching Colin Cowherd's show the other day, and they had is it Edelman? Yeah, it was Edelman was on there, and he was talking about Tom Brady, talking about Drew Bledsoe, and he said, if you hear Tom talk about Drew Bledsoe, he said Drew Bledsoe looks the part of a number 1 pick. He said he said Tom would say he could pick up a ball anytime, anywhere, and sling it all over the field.
He was good.
He's talking about how ridiculous
he just said wrong place, wrong time,
yep.
Man.
Yep.
I mean, he was good. Drew Bledsoe was a good quarterback. Yep. Good guy too. Good
Wound
guy.
up going into Cowboys.
Sure did.
Had
was a pretty good ball player for him too.
He ain't got no feet. All right.
I don't know if you remember. There used to be a game, NFL Gridiron back in the day on PlayStation, where you could play as the quarterback inside the helmet. So they got the VR stuff in now, and everybody's getting back into that. That game was 20 years ago, and everybody's doing some of this now. But here's a clip, Terry, of what you can do in virtual football. Zach, you got the button pushed for me? Y'all ready? Listen up.
Tickle, tickle.
I thought that was JP saying that. I thought he was watching with us.
So you're saying this is a good game if you got a butt fetish, huh?
I don't know what to think about this.
What if you were replaying the butt fumble?
It's funny because it's the Cowboys clip. Here's Terry.
Tickle, tickle.
What? Oh, it's just silly.
Disgusting. Whatever.
I can always make Tom have a good day. Good morning, Tom.
Happy birthday, Tom.
Happy birthday. All right. Y'all got any real NFL news and notes? Yes, no.
I mean, this is the time that you've had the draft, and you're bringing in these undrafted guys and all that. It'll be interesting when you get to the preseason. Let's see what these guys can do. But now it's a lull. I mean, people watch the OTAs and all this. I mean, boy, you should have seen them slinging the ball around when the guys were in shorts and T-shirts. I'm like, yeah, they all look good, shorts, T-shirts.
I still can't get over the. I know we talked about this a lot, but I still can't get over the quarterback fetish of these drafted quarterbacks. We went through it last year with the Panthers, and everybody's already crowning, Chicago, and their quarterback with we want to do the Super Bowl.
I just want to see J.J. McCarthy throw 5 interceptions in his first preseason
Did
game.
you hear, speaking of football with that, did you hear the Jim Harbaugh probably had a little bit of a chip on his shoulder with the Vikings and was holding on to that draft pick they was trying to trade up to where the Chargers were picking at to get J.J. McCarthy. So
Yeah, I heard he might go to the – yeah, I just hope that he gets what he deserves after – he cheated and basically admitted he cheated.
They also Harbaugh also got Jerry Rice's son in the 7th round, and Jerry Rice was very, very hot that his son fell in the draft.
Well, Jerry, he's not you.
That's true. But
Terry,
Jerry,
you know what we're watching? Have you figured out what we're watching yet, Tom?
Spring game.
This is Draymond Green at wide receiver at Michigan.
83?
Yep. Getting beat up by the corner.
that shows how big of a guy he really is when he's against,
a normal size.
Yes, I mean, because he looks smaller on the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? But that shows you how big of a dude he really is.
He's 6'8" or something.
Those dudes are aliens. I mean, they're not.
Quarterback can't throw it correctly.
Quarterback can't. He did miss a 6'8" guy by like 4 feet.
Threw it over his head. Yeah.
Draymond going to retire? Is he done?
No, he's not done.
He should.
He'll be Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
We're going to get to that in just a few more minutes. I did have – this ain't a football, but we will. I'll finish that since y'all don't really have anything else in football land. This is you talking about men and women's sports. Here's your soccer example. Zach, hit the button.
Okay.
Think they stand a chance against men. So here's what happened during this encounter. The United States has won the Women's World Cup several times, but last year they wanted to play against men. Wrexham thus sent its old players into retirement, and the women were very confident and thought they would destroy the old men. But it didn't go as planned. The match ended with a score of 12-0 for Wrexham's retired players. During a training session of the Crystal Palace women's team, some male players were watching the match and decided to join them and play a bit for fun. The women didn't appreciate it. Zaha and Balaji played alone against 8 women and demolished them. Zaha even nutmegged a girl, dribbled past the goalkeeper, and scored.
Oh, what a man.
They challenged him, Tom.
Oh, what a man.
You're
a real man.
2 guys beat 8 women.
You're a real man.
I'm just saying,
you could still not beat Caitlin Clark. Okay, let's go ahead and nuke that before we get started. You're not gonna beat Caitlin Clark.
Terry,
this guy been eating hot dogs watching a golf tournament's gonna beat Caitlin Clark.
We'll be back in a few minutes. KDCBroadcasting.com.
You'll find some of the best deals in town on late model vehicles at Oak Grove Auto Sales, Service, and Body Shop in Kings Mountain. Like a 2012 Ford Focus SCL 4-door with 98,000 miles, sale priced at $69.95. A 2014 Toyota RAV4 LE, 94,000 miles, sale priced at $15,495. And a 2015 Subaru Outback 2.5i Limited 4-door wagon priced at $16,995. Check them out today at Oak Grove Auto Sales, Service, and Body Shop, 522 Oak Grove Road, Kings Mountain, online at oakgroveauto.com. Like them on Facebook, too. Hi, I'm Calvin Hastings. I want to invite you to join the boss as we broadcast live this Saturday, May the 11th, from 12 noon till 4 p.m. during the big Spring Fling Sale at Barry McKee's Plant and Produce in beautiful downtown Falston. We'll have free DQ hot dogs, chips, and soft drinks, and register to win some great prizes. See Large Marge, the Pink Cadillac, and the Patriotic Floppy Man. Plus, there will be plenty of entertainment, including special guest moonshiner and master distiller Steve Barker, and the famous General Lee. Also live music by Josh Hudson from 12:30 to 3. And your special YouTube sensation, Marge and In Charge. And you'll find some great last-minute Mother's Day gift ideas, including produce, plants, bird feeders, yard art, and more. That's Saturday, May the 11th, during the Big Spring Fling at Barry McKee's Plant and Produce Sales on Main Street in beautiful downtown Falston. Y'all come. It'll be fun. It's time to get ready for spring. Time to head to Full Throttle Power Sports and 95 Trailers. Test drive an ATV or side-by-side today. Full Throttle Power Sports carry CF Moto, Yamaha, Suzuki, Kawasaki, Honda, and Slingshot. And check out the trailers with brand names like SureTrack, Iron Bull, and Triton. Stop by or give them a call at 704-833-1270. Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com. They deal in fun.
Lawn mowing time is here. Time to head south and see Boyd Tire and Appliance on Main Street in Clover. There you'll find a big selection of Gravely and John Deere mowers, steel chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Also appliances and tires. Right now get 0% financing for 36 months on the new Gravely zero-turn mower. And check out the springtime deals on John Deere tractors and zero-turn mowers at Boyd's Tire and Appliance, 110 North Main Street in Clover. Online at BoydTireandAppliance.com and see their page at WhatsUpShopper.com.
Grizzly the Greeter says come on in now to Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes in Cherryville and save during the late spring sale on Heritage Greenhouses. Take 10% off standard size new orders and on the lot inventory. And take 5% off 5x8 sizes. Also this month, take 20% off all buildings priced under $10,000. And take 25% off all buildings priced over $10,000. Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes, Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right across from Ace Hardware. Online at blessedbuildings-tinyhomes.com.
Hi, I'm Skylar Rainbow Cheney, driver of the number 17 NASCAR Weekly Series late model stock car. When I need quality services, I shop with Hendricks Honda of Hickory, Bug Busters, Country Town and Tire, Farm Bureau Insurance with Marvin Melton, Doug's Fleet and Auto Glass, and ProMotion Motor Company. Support your local businesses, and I'll see you at the track this year.
ProMotion Motors, celebrating 25 years in business at 2527 East Main Street in Lincoln. Online at promotionmotors.com and like them on Facebook too.
And we're back. Sorry, I was eating my biscuit. But we are back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk. So.
NBA. NBA. I got a picture of Zach's favorite player here. Here's Ben Simmons. Not in the playoffs, Terry. He's at the Met Gala.
Is he still
with
playing?
the clock doing important things?
Is he still playing?
Yeah.
He's still in the league.
Yeah.
Playing is
he's
playing
still
relative.
Playing's not the word.
Which team is he officially on now?
Brooklyn, eh? Still with him?
But like, here's what I don't get. So like, what's weird is like, so how does he get an invite to this? Like, who looks at the NBA roster and say,
"Hey,
let's ask the 132nd best player in the league to dress up weird and come to our party"?
Pop culture.
Think about it. He does nothing. He has no value to his team or anyone else.
And they pay him like crazy.
And he just sits there, and then he shows up.
Makes a lot of money.
And they got him with this.
It's crazy.
I tell you what, I wonder what the reaction would be if I just went in to the schoolhouse and said, you know, I need a mental break. I just mentally can't do this right now. See you in a couple years. By the way, you're still going to pay me.
Yes,
it's great. It's great. It's nuts.
ESPN has touched a nerve on one of my Twitter followers. I follow this guy, Super 70 Sports. They're talking about Jokic being the best passer ever.
Oh, my Lord.
This is his response. Excuse me, the best passer ever in NBA history is from Lansing, Michigan, MFers.
I think Jokic, you know, he's a big man who passes it well.
He is.
When you talk to,
he does.
When you talk, especially high school coaches, they love a big guy who can pass the ball because they can see everything. They can get the ball in bounds. You know, they you know.
And a lot of times when they pass it out, they're getting doubled.
A big guy who can pass the ball, you know, that's a
plus.
Yes, it's a huge plus.
Ask North Carolina State with Burns.
So,
good feet work.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just say he's the best passing big man, then you probably get away with it.
You got a little bit of an argument.
Yeah, you can't say that you're a better passer than John Stockton or somebody like that. I mean,
Magic.
Come on now, or Magic or somebody like that. It's like, come on now. Now, Karl Malone was pretty good too.
I hate Karl Malone.
Why?
I just
awesome,
never
man.
liked Malone.
Bill Walton was good. Arvidas Sabonis was
I was a Barkley guy.
Sabonis is probably the best passing big man I've ever seen.
Yeah, Sabonis could pass good.
Up until whatever Jokic, but yeah, they you know it's today's world is whatever we're seeing today is the best that we've ever seen. You know, everybody's bigger than Yao Ming now. You know, everybody jumps higher than Vince Carter. It's just we're playing on 12-foot goals, and and shooting from 50 feet away. And the men's balls are twice as big because we're all stronger. That's what I'm told. But no, the Magic Johnson thing, they're doing their best to put him down because he wasn't a 3-point shooter, Terry. And they're trying to, they're trying to put
Good
Curry.
gosh, when he come in the league, he didn't have a 3-point line.
They're trying to put Curry over him as the best point guard. They're trying
when
to
the
put
3-point line hit,
They're
83.
trying to put Kobe over him as the best Laker, and then they're trying to put all these. Now Jokic is the better.
He was
passer
around
than
that time.
Magic Johnson, and I
might have been
Terry, I
87.
know you're a
It might have
Bird
been
fan,
87.
but could you please explain to some of these folks like how good Magic Johnson?
Well, I'm just going to put it to them as
And
straight as
Bird,
I can.
both
put
of
it.
them.
Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell. We start naming Cousy.
You talking about passing big men?
We're
Bird?
talking, I'm talking like this, though. Dr. J. The NBA was nothing until Bird and Magic.
Yeah,
come.
it put them on the map.
That's as simple as it can be. People watched it, not many, because you had the ABA, NBA. I mean,
1979.
Really? Was that early? I didn't know that.
So,
Well,
that's Magic's rookie year.
And then Bird was 80, wasn't he?
Yeah, the ABA put it in first. Like
You're right.
Right. They put it in, and it's kind of one of those XFL things where you see the NFL change their kickoff. It's kind of one of those experimental leagues.
That's Clyde.
That's the janitor, Zach.
Where's that
That's
at?
the janitor.
Is
what
that
are you
what
talking about? That's what they say.
But I'm saying, like, I was looking at the stadium behind him too. Where's that at?
It's an all-star slam dunk contest. I don't know where it's at.
Oh, I see it now in the background.
That looks almost Photoshopped, though. That doesn't look like a real picture.
Dale Ellis in the background standing there trying to see. That's Jordan sitting in the corner with the towel.
Yep, I see him right there. Yep.
I don't know who. Oh, that's just a TV person.
I think Clyde started going bald when he was like
that
17.
might have been.
He started getting the male pattern bald.
That might have been George Gervin sitting there at Seattle at number 44.
Yeah, it was. It was the Iceman earlier in the days. But yeah, they're all janitors. That's what I'm told. Let's see. I think I had a couple more news and notes from them. There's I was talking about Shaq and his.
But like Terry was saying, with passing big men.
Oh, did you see the Luka Doncic interview, y'all?
I didn't get a chance to watch it. I saw him make a clip about it. Somebody was making some kind of calls in the back or something. You hit the button.
He's gonna whine about refs.
So y'all haven't heard this? Please don't fuss at me. I get fussed at all the time around here by y'all. Y'all don't like to have any fun.
Go ahead.
We were open shots, so just our sharing the ball and our energy was great.
What do you think? Okay, moving on.
Did you hear it?
I'm gonna make cat calls.
No, that wasn't what it was.
A baby crying?
Just our sharing the ball and our energy was great.
What do you think?
Look at his face.
Okay, moving on.
Put my head down.
Did you catch it yet, Terry?
There's
Tom.
There's some noise in the background.
Yes, there he is, Tom.
Yeah.
You're
You have to listen to it.
All right, Zach, one more time.
What do you think?
Ball and our energy was great.
What do you think?
Yeah, I guess a lot could be read into that.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Someone had their phone connected to the Bluetooth speaker in the room and was watching a video. Tom.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
And then this is Luca's face.
Dear me.
While he's being interviewed. You Zach, just hit mute for a second. Just watch Luca now. We'll watch the video.
Probably like, what is going on?
Now, Terry, as far as I know, Tom hasn't been seen as a reporter since the last Dallas Mavericks time he went to see the Mavericks. So you don't see him there. Might be in the background.
Did you get to see Luca when you was down there?
He didn't play.
But you get to see him like.
Was he?
I think he was there, but I didn't see him play.
Because he looks like a big guy too. You know what I'm saying? Like a really, really big human being.
I want to say Porzingis was there, but
he's a big guy too.
Oh, he walked.
He's what, 7'2", 7'3", something ridiculous.
Porzingis walked by me, and I'm like, that dude's an alien. That's not a real human being.
Yeah, he's like
they don't make you feel that way.
Don't they?
I mean, just walk next to. I don't want to walk next to him. I tell them all the time. There's a kid. There's a kid that's a nice kid that plays for Christ the King, and he's probably like 6'5". And for whatever reason, every once in a while, like you get a player that dislikes a certain umpire. Like when I come, he goes, "Oh, you're back." I said, "Kid, don't stand next to me, man. You're 6'5". Don't stand next to me." He laughs. He's like, "I was like, you gotta play some basketball." He goes, "Yeah, I think he does, but." Yeah, the tall people. I don't want no 6'6" guy standing next to me.
Think about it, 6'6", but my goodness, then you start thinking about 7'3", and then what was Bowman? 7 what?
I flicked the ball back to Bowman, and he's a clown. That dude, and I've said it before. I mean, he has a good time no matter what he's doing. He's like warming up. He's having a good time. Because the ball came over to me and he put his hands up like that. I was like, I don't want him coming over here. I just gave him the ball. I was like, I don't want that human being standing.
He's like
Andre.
Next to me. It's like Andre with his beard.
Yeah,
remember seeing that picture? He came to see
like,
the beard.
Don't even come anywhere near me.
Oh my goodness! So,
Thunder and Mavericks tied at 1. Timberwolves up 2-1 on the Nuggets. Celtics and Cavs tied at 1. Pacers and Knicks. Knicks up 2-1 in that series. Knicks won last night. 2-1. Nuggets won last night. Nobody in that series has won at home. Is that weird, guys?
That's right. No time in the 78-year history of NBA basketball will somebody go undefeated in the playoffs. It's got to just think of it.
It might be the Timberwolves' time, though. I mean, to go in there to Denver and win 2, that's impressive.
Yeah, but then you got blown out last night.
They did.
They didn't play well at home. But
like I just said, none of them.
You know, here's the difference in this series. Minnesota better come ready to play tomorrow, because if they go back to Denver tied 2-2,
they're in trouble.
They're done.
They'll be in trouble.
Yeah,
they really needed to get that one last night.
Y'all are so weird.
Well, Edwards went out last night and he goes, "Oh, I'll be ready Sunday," and I'm like, "Okay, why was you not ready last night?"
How quickly these guys say you're done? I mean, it's like it's 2-2.
Yeah,
it's
right.
2-1.
It's 2-1.
Right.
He was saying if he got he said if he got game 2.
If he could beat, it's 2. I mean, it's just like it's so dumb. It's like, well, they're done, but they've won there twice. Why are they done?
They're done. You go back to Denver 2-2.
Kevin, did you just say I didn't know basketball?
No.
Like you just said I didn't know basketball. Like this guy
if you
knows
started
basketball.
the series and said it'll be 2-2, you wouldn't say, "Well, then they're done."
They're done. It's just
before the series. If you said it'll be 2-2,
the thing that surprised me the most is that Minnesota won game 2 without Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
When they didn't win 3 with him, right? So maybe
Right.
he should be sitting on the bench.
Right.
Possibility.
I'll tell you what, the Cleveland
NBA
game,
does it all the time. If the matchups work better without somebody.
When Cleveland, I think the first time Mobley had to go out. No, they don't have Jared Allen, so they put in. They went small. They didn't go with Thompson, because Thompson's back playing with them, and they got beat. So this time Mobley got in a little bit of foul trouble. Like I think he picked up his 3rd foul, and they put Thompson in. And they were like, "Oh no, they're putting Thompson in." They built the lead with Thompson in the game.
Thompson has played the game,
right? And I think
he looks like he's 50.
But he brings that veteran presence, and I think that they might have found a little something there that they don't have.
Get blown out.
Well, why don't you just shut your mouth while I'm talking? I'm saying that they have found something. You talk. This is a talk show. Shut up. That they
one won by 26 in game 2, the other one by 27 in game 3.
I'm just telling you, they may have found something that bothers Boston
until they play today.
We'll see, Terry.
Oh, I didn't know y'all had jumped over that.
He jumped it. No,
Tom did. He won't let us get 2 for 1 before he jumps over something else.
Well, you won't let anybody else finish a sentence. I mean, your team got beat. They got embarrassed on their home floor. And you're just trying to say the other team's done. You got embarrassed, Terry.
Same thing Miami did.
Embarrassed on your home floor.
Miami blew us out in game 2. Go back and look.
You'll get embarrassed again.
But then they didn't win another game.
Well, we'll see. You got to go to Rocket now, buddy. You got to go to Cleveland
Tom,
now.
I sent y'all a thing saying money talks. Money talks.
So what's that got to do
and
with
nobody else in this individual place will say Cleveland's going to beat Boston. Because y'all know better.
I've already said it, Terry.
You know better.
Tom and Kevin have the Cavs over Boston in this series on my sheet.
It'll not happen.
I mean, it's just
Tom and Kevin both have Cavs on the sheet.
But now I'm giving you a chance here because the all-time series between these two teams is Boston's got 139 victories Cleveland with 87. And that's the reason I sent you that back. I'm like, okay, so bet on Cleveland. If you knew basketball like I do,
You don't know basketball.
I would be able to sit here and tell you in playoff series, Cleveland leads Boston in playoff series. 25-23
Who's the head coach
in playoff series.
Who's the head coach of Boston? Who's their
You
head
know.
coach? Who's their head coach? What's his name?
Tom, we're not going to all of that. We're talking about other stuff.
There it is, guys.
No,
He knows
that's not
basketball.
nothing. When y'all
He
do
knows
that, I'm never
basketball.
going to say nothing.
I know, because you
When
don't
y'all
know.
ask me a question, I'll never answer it.
That's what I'm
Thanks
saying.
for having me on the show today.
Yeah.
He knows
That's
basketball.
what I'm saying.
Capitol Hill.
I'm not going to
Can't
answer
remember.
that question.
He's not going to answer.
That's like saying,
Somebody vote for
name
Terry.
somebody off his team. Well, I'm not going to do that if you're going to ask me.
Okay.
But you're not going to sit there and think your Cleveland Cavaliers are going to beat Boston.
All right.
You know better.
So I'm going to ask Terry, you're talking about history, right?
Yep.
All right. Between those two teams, who we talking about, Boston and Cleveland?
That's what they're playing each other.
Let's see. Which between those two teams?
It was 2-1 this year, all close games during the regular season.
Yeah, the game that y'all won was a game that we blew a 30-point lead. Remember that?
So you're saying that you suck really bad.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Calvin.
So you suck really. That's how bad you suck.
I mean,
get up 30 and
it's
can't
not
hold
one of them things. You sitting right there in that seat.
it. I am sitting here.
Yeah, with that Ohio whatever shirt on.
That's because where I'm from, too.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not from Boston.
But-
Obviously, you are. You can tell by the way you talk.
You know this is not going to happen.
In the last 10 years, the Cavs have been in 4 finals. The Celtics won.
And we put him out a couple times.
And he's talking about the 80s.
He talks about
Well, I'm talking one time in the 80s. I'm not talking about the 80s.
I'm talking about the last 10 years.
I'm talking
he brings up
I
this, like,
can bring
history.
up the 80s.
You said history.
One time, yeah,
and I
history.
said, okay, let's talk about the last 10 years.
I'm talking about history. One time in the 80s, Cleveland beat Boston
Terry got laid.
16 straight times.
Okay.
Was that
So
was that the Brad Daugherty, Craig Elo?
Yeah, that was all that group. They beat Boston 16 straight times.
Late 80s, yeah.
Early 80s. Wrong, Tommy.
No,
no facts.
Craig
if you
E-
come
Craig
talk
Elo
to me,
was
like 89,
That was in
88.
the late 80s, Terry.
No, it was in the early 80s.
Well, then it wasn't Elo.
Okay. It was in the early 80s.
You're talking about when Bird and all them were still playing, when Bird was winning back-to-back MVPs. Cleveland beat Boston 16
That's
times in a
84,
row.
85, and 86. He won MVPs.
If you're talking about Craig Elo and Brad Daugherty, that was mid to late 80s, Terry.
Well, the Cavs have a championship in the last 8 years. The Celtics, it's been
2008 or so.
16 years.
16, yeah.
Whoever was on Cleveland's team between 1982 to 85, that's when they won 16 straight against Boston.
Did you look that up?
No, I know facts.
Got them on
I'm
VHS.
hard, I'm
got them
hard
on
for you
VHS
to
tape.
understand that.
He's got them
That's
labeled.
what I'm saying.
16
It's
straight
hard for
losses to
Tom
the Cavs on my
understand.
VHS
Sometimes
tape.
people know facts.
Knicks and Pacers. I said Knicks 2-1 up on the Pacers.
It's been close. Every game's been close.
God, the East is so boring. No
Every
offense to
game's
y'all's
been
two
close. Knicks have got Brunson, but Brunson's hurt.
He claims he got fouled last night on that last shot. I cannot believe that you haven't. I'm going to tell you something about that series I did not like. How can you take 78 calls and send it to the NBA officials and the NBA league that these were all bad calls? 78. That means every call that was made was against
Pretty
you.
much.
How can you do that? There's something wrong with that whole aspect of even looking at that right.
Listen, I like basketball and everything, but the NBA,
it's almost a free for all.
They've been caught fixing games before, so like, you know, you don't want to question what's going on when you see it. But Terry, like the Lakers' free throw discrepancy between other teams is so outrageously ridiculous. It's not even close.
I can't even think of you even sitting there in a game and even claim that you have seen 78 wrong calls that should have been your favor and not theirs. That just blows my mind.
Here's our
and the guy that
78.
did it. The guy that did it is a seasoned coach. It ain't like a first year. This guy's been around 30
and then
years.
he gets mad because he's over clapping in the ref's face and act like he's not supposed to give him a tech. If you come and do that to me, I'm giving you a tech, because right then you're trying to embarrass me.
Now, what I didn't like in some of this, and I don't know if Kevin got to see this or not, but with Ant-Man, and they got him for taunting. Like, we got to get over that a little bit. Like,
he laughed.
He
but
did.
Malone come out there and yelled in the ref's face, and
I know,
and he didn't get a tech.
I mean,
but now we also have plays where Murray could have hurt somebody by what he did the other day, throwing the towel out there.
He should have been suspended.
He should have. I'm sorry.
He should be suspended. They gave him $100,000 fine.
Yeah,
but
and he's not done anything.
They didn't suspend him because they wanted that series to be competitive.
And then he's the best player in the next
Yes,
game.
he was.
Yeah.
Sure was.
So, is the NBA fixed? What you think?
He should have been suspended.
The guy that's
what if
suspended is out
Towns
here
would have
scoring
stepped
25
on
points?
that and all of a sudden jerked his leg out and tore an ACL
Done
or
for
something, and
career.
he'd been done?
For career.
Or what if it was Anthony Edwards? Would you have suspended him then?
Oh.
Or would you not?
Ridiculous.
Okay, this is why I think the NBA is fixed too. I placed a small wager on Cleveland,
Oh,
Boston.
God. Here we go.
And it was 6-1. And as soon as that game started, it kept offering me cash out on the one bet. But it wouldn't offer me the other because I took the over, 212.5. So it got close to 212.5. Boston just emptied their bench. They put in a bunch of custodians.
They did.
Okay? And then the score got to 212. Cleveland dribbles the ball out. Boston gets the ball. Boston dribbles the ball out. Just mysteriously.
Exactly on the number.
Mysteriously. And I kept looking. I was like, I'll cash this out, man. If they give me, and it was like never once offered to cash out on that bet. It's fixed.
The number tonight is 211.5.
I'm not touching it because it's fixed.
It
It made you wonder.
It is.
It's
Yeah.
fixed. It just happened that Boston puts in all their school bus drivers for the
And
last
the
4 minutes of the
custodians.
game, and the custodians, and they pulled a couple cheerleaders in to play. And then Cleveland, we're just going to dribble the ball out. And then Boston, we're just going to dribble the ball out. You going to tell me them scrubs don't want to score? They don't want their name in the book? They probably said, Louis Fingers, you're going to sleep with the fishes. You score a basket. It's just.
But when you're down by that many points, there's no use in scoring.
You want your name in the book, Terry. You want your name in the book.
Or in the playoffs.
Oh, wow.
You want your name in the. I don't care. I mean, these are still young people. They want to make.
This is NBA professionals.
They're not professional. They're professionals, but they ain't professional.
I guarantee
you know what
some
that
of them
means.
people that we stuck in the game last night have been college elites.
And they want their name in the book in the playoff game.
When it's 20-some points, Tom, you don't need your name in a book.
I'm just telling you.
So I can run over after the game. Go, how many
when
points I
when they
scored?
got to 212 and there's a
3.
minute left in this game, all somebody's got to do is score one more basket.
Oh, I'm with you. I understand exactly what you're saying.
And both teams just dribble the ball out.
How did they get 3 points on a layup last night? Knicks went from 99 to 102 on this layup right here.
He got fouled. Boom.
Terry, you don't get it. You get the free throw line.
They just messed up the score. I mean, they've probably fixed it.
I'm scrolling down a thing that's called NBA Fix. So all I had to do is search.
It's just fixed. You know when you've got the right bet because they'll offer you the cash out. Go ahead and cash out. Go ahead and cash out. And then the one I said, why is it not? Cleveland was a 12 point underdog, 12.5.
Terry, this is called a defensive foul. Jokic just lowered his shoulder and threw the bow in his chest, and they called it a defensive foul.
Right there, hit him in the head.
Oh, he did. After he hit the chest. But
right there.
But Tom, that's what I'm gonna do to Caitlin. Boom, right in the chest. Gonna break a rib.
But I
have broke a man's rib on the blocks.
It depends on who you are. If you're Jokic, you get that call.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
You see what?
If you're Larry the bartender, you don't get that call.
There's Don hit.
Wow.
Definitely.
Who's that?
The guy who used to fix games.
Really
fixing games.
Well, there was a
The
play
one they
last
threw under the
night.
bus.
Yeah.
He's the only one, guys.
Yeah, there was a play last night where Murray ended up with a slam, and he took like 1 or 2 more steps than what he should have. because they don't call it. I mean, you know, he had 3 steps to the goal and slammed it. But we're not going to call that because it's the NBA.
That is aggravating, Terry. And then my youth basketball kid shuffles his feet, takes one dribble, and goes left, and the refs beep.
Beep. Yep.
Oh, come on!
Yeah.
40 feet from the basket. Calling that shuffle.
I've
and
watched,
LeBron took 7 steps last night.
I have coached basketball. I have watched basketball. I have run the clock for basketball. I do not know what a walk is.
No,
I don't know what it is. I mean, it's just like
it's turned into defensive pass interference. It's whatever. It's whatever the refs feel like.
You know, Kevin. I can't believe I say that. I agree with you that it's. We don't agree very much on this show, but I will agree with you there that I've watched it, and it's just like sometimes a kid just takes a dribble, walk. It's like he just took a dribble. How you calling a walk on that? And
because
the next
he shuffled his feet before he took off.
But still,
high school refs love that call. It's like
Terry,
they sleep on that call.
Oh, I love it.
They'll call it 20 times.
He'll take the ball and go straight down as he's taking a step.
Right. So what, they're calling the quick shuffle on their feet before they dribble. Is what they're calling, Tom. And they love that call, which is a stupid call because 2 seconds later they'll let them pick the ball up and take 7 steps and lay it up, and you're like, well, I know you call that one. Then the one back here.
Watch the ball go to the block, and how many times a guy will change his pivot foot.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll watch a guy change his pivot foot over and over, not get that call, and then you're going to call the slight. Maybe he moved the feet just a little bit before he bounced the ball. You're going to call that, but a guy on the block's allowed to change his pivot foot. Just sit there and watch it.
Oh,
Just sit there and watch it.
Let's look at our picks. Terry, Zach, and Chip have Boston. Me and Tom's got Cleveland. Terry had Philadelphia.
I'm out.
Tom had Philadelphia. Tom had Philadelphia in the finals. Pacers.
He does every year.
I know. Tom loves Embiid. Pacers.
Blame it on P.J. Washington.
Look.
P.J. Washington's fault.
Batum.
Embiid's a good player.
Batum.
Me and Zach got the Pacers in this series, and Chip is the only one with the Knicks in this series. Out west, none of us. Well, no. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Terry and Chip have the Dallas Mavericks. Tom, Zach, and I have OKC in this one. All of the rest of them have the Denver Nuggets in the finals. I have Minnesota.
I was worried about that Denver Nuggets pick. I was like, I think I might be eating crow on that one.
I got them winning the championship.
I got Minnesota over the Pacers. Chip has Denver over Boston. Zach has Denver over Boston. Tom has Denver over the Sixers. And Terry has Denver over Boston. So 3 of you got Denver, Boston. Tom's got Denver, Sixers, and I got Minnesota, Indiana as our picks. Anything you guys want to? Any other comments on the other series right now? Thunder Mavericks.
I'm just really impressed with what Minnesota was able to do. Now they came back to earth a little bit last night, so we'll see. Because the pressure's on them a little bit now.
I have
to win the next.
Right. The pressure's on them now because if they lose another one at home and go back to Denver, I'm not saying it's over. I'm saying they're in trouble. They're in trouble if they go back.
2 things I'll bring up is I like watching Anthony Edwards play. I think I agree with the whole.
Anthony Edwards gave the DX sign to the Phoenix Suns crowd. He don't care one bit about going to Denver.
So I like watching him play.
He's not the only
2
player
things
on
that
the
come
team.
up. Terry brought up how many of
They're
the
2-0 in Denver, Tom.
how many of the
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the mentally that you think of where you are. Think of where you are mentally 2-0 going home. And 2-2 going on the road, Kevin.
I know Terry don't agree, but I think this is the 2 best teams in the NBA. And I think you're watching the finals right here. You got 6 or 7 games.
Denver and Minnesota.
You got 6 or 7 games right here.
They split with Boston.
Y'all better hope you get past the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I ain't worried about Cleveland.
Terry brought up.
He's not worried about Cleveland guys.
Terry brought up all the big names of the
that are
last generation. You know the older generation are out. And they're saying, now they're trying to find that next superstar, and they're going to watch the NBA machine get behind Anthony Edwards, which I don't have a problem with. I like Edwards.
Don't forget him.
Yeah, Gil same.
That's what I'm saying.
And Shaq brought it up the other day. He told Jokic on TV, I don't think you should have been the MVP.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that as far as MVP.
I thought it was a little disrespectful by Shaq. Shannon Sharp brought it up and said he was just jealous because he only got 1, and then Shaq rips Shannon Sharp say, well, if you ain't even top 10 in your position, you can't say anything about what I say.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Well, and when you go back and look at it, I know that was his 3rd one. That ties Bird now. But, Kareem, he had 6. NBA MVPs. He's the
Another good
only
passing big
one.
man,
Yeah,
by the
he's
way.
the
if you
only
remember.
one who had 6.
And the thing about Jokic is that he's like doesn't even really like playing basketball. The
Right.
funny thing is like, I do this because it pays well. I mean, you know.
Let me defend Shaq for a second. I know you want me.
You're
not
going to
me
defend.
say
You're
that.
going to defend Shaq
I'm gonna
after
defend
you
Shaq.
trash him every week.
I'm going to defend Shaq. Let's switch their careers. Let's put Jokic in the 90s and or in the 2000s and Shaq now. Who's got 3 MVPs and who's got 1?
Well, if
Shaq had to go against Jordan for MVPs and Akeem for MVPs and his teammate Kobe for MVPs and David Robinson for MVPs. Who's Jokic going against for MVPs?
Embiid. I mean, think of it.
Who's his competition? If Shaq played today, look at the centers across the league. What's he averaging?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Does he have more than 1 MVP if Shaq was playing in today's game?
Yeah, probably.
He's probably got.
So that's my defense of Shaq. In the 90s guys, the 2000s, that was the greatest era of centers. All of those dudes could ball, and they overlooked them. And like I said, with Jokic with his competition, we talked about it last week. Anthony Davis is the only person that averages more than 4 points besides him in the post. So the rest of them there is none. So I would defend Shaq on that one. That he probably, I'm not saying he should have more, but if he played in today's game or if he played earlier in the 70s or 80s, he would have 3 or 4 in any generation other than the one he played in, I believe. And that's me defending Shaq. He can't shoot free throw. Zach, thought on that maybe?
I mean, I agree with you. You said today what would he score? I mean, he's probably in 35, and then he's probably getting 15, 16 rebounds a game. Think about that. Now, assists, that'd probably be a little bit different because Shaq don't pass the ball. But
seriously, all due respect with Draymond having to guard these other people, but, like, that's the size guys that they're sending at these centers now. Like, if he comes into Golden State, Terry, how are they keeping Shaq from getting 35?
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
And I want to bring up something else, too, before we get off the NBA. Shame on the NBA for giving Defensive Player of the Year to the wrong person.
Should have been Victor?
Yes. He had 3 times more stats than Rudy Gobert, and they didn't want to give it to him because he's going to be Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year, and it's never happened before.
He got Rookie of the Year.
He did, but why would he not get Defensive Player? He had 3 more times the blocks. It was ridiculous.
He should have.
I just think it has a lot to do with how your team does sometimes.
They had to have, but like Gobert, yeah. I don't know how you did. Have you seen the stat comparison?
The comparison stats, yeah, they played it on it. It was ridiculous. How can you make the argument that Gobert was better defensive than Wembanyama?
I'll find it. All right, we got to break. We'll come back. We'll finish up for our NASCAR schedule or news notes and other tweets. I think I did a little bit earlier, and some golf from this weekend too. KDCBroadcasting.com.
Are you tired of all the TV commercials with Joe, JJ, and Martha talking about senior health care options in our area? If you would like to deal with a local agent with over 20 years experience servicing this community, please give Ty Penhall a call to discuss the many plan benefits available in our area. Whether it's a supplement, advantage, or drug plan you're interested in, they have all the options available. There is never a fee, and in-home appointments are available. Just call Ty at 704-489-6970. Again, 704-489-6970. At United Bank, banking means more than financial solutions. It means rallying around the causes that matter to their employees, customers, and neighbors. Over the years, United Bank has grown in size, but their community focus has not changed. By giving back to our local communities and funding business development, we help fuel economic growth. United Bank, member FDIC. Wait, don't you just hate waiting? Well, I do too. That's why I go to All Ray Tire Center, where I get in and out service and check out some of their springtime specials, like alternator service starting at $79.95, an oil change starting at $47.99, brakes starting at $125 per axle, and they have great prices on tires, and most sizes are in stock, so you don't have to wait. Visit your nearest All Ray Tire Center, West Main Street, Forest City, Lower Dallas Road in Dallas, East Main Street in Cherryville, West Dixon Boulevard, Shelby, and Carbon City Road in Morganton. Now you can see what's going on by calling Heath Jackson Plumbing in Cherryville. Ask about the rigid camera system. You, the customer, can actually see what's going on with your sewage drain lines and what's got to be done. And be sure to ask about their tankless water heaters, serviced or installed. Call 704-634-5784. For Heath Jackson Plumbing in Cherryville, like them on Facebook too.
Since 2015, Zeus Auto Repair and Performance has proudly served the greater Lincolnton area. Jay, John, Tucker are there to meet all your automotive needs, including oil changes, brakes, suspension, car detailing, North Carolina state inspections, and much more. With 3 licensed state inspectors on site, you're sure to receive the quickest and best service in town. Stop by and see the boys of Zeus Auto Repair and Performance located at 1122 South Aspen Street in Lincolnton, the old Rose Brothers service station, next to Randall's Grill for all your automotive needs. Open 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call them today at 704-240-3061. Zeus Auto Repair and Performance.
It's Kubota Orange Days, your golden opportunity to score a deal that will make your neighbors green with envy. Shop this year's best selection of Kubota tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles, including the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA. And get the year's best deals, like 0% APR for 72 months or up to $2,300 off L2502 tractors. And you're invited to the Kubota Spring Open House Friday, May 17th, 11 to 1 with free food, door prizes, and up to $500 off select units. Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive, off Oak Grove Road, Kings Mountain.
And we're back for the last leg of the race because the guys are about talking. I think Kevin said NASCAR was in.
Oh, well, I don't even know what we're going to talk about. A little bit of fun of everything. Wrap it up on the show today. Calvin and the gang at Barry McKee Planting Produce Spring Fling, 4705 Fallston Road, downtown Fallston. 8 a.m. They're partying right now. We're not out there yet. The broadcast is noon to 4. 8 a.m. to dark. Produce plants, bird feeders, yard art, and more. Now they got a special guest, a moonshiner and master distiller, Steve Barker, and his famous General Lee will be out there, Zach, today, if you want to get out there and check out the General Lee. Live music by Josh Hudson, local artist, and special guest YouTube sensation, and I don't know anything about her, Marge and In Charge. So I don't know. Y'all know Marge in Charge? I don't know. Look that up. But Calvin and them will be out there today.
So we're going to have large Marge and Marge in charge?
So she'll be. I'm sure we're going to have a picture of her sitting in extra large Marge at some point.
Yeah.
Dairy Queen Hot Dogs Day and Subway sandwiches from Subway in Boger City. Great door prizes and more.
A good thing about this thing right here, get out there because your Mother's Day is tomorrow. You might find something.
Yep.
Terry, that's a very good point that you did there. I would play a video of her, but I don't know if she's like cussing or screaming or yelling or what she's doing. While I'll have to look it up later and figure out for myself. I hadn't looked it up yet to see what she does, why she's a famous YouTube sensation. Tom, who are we talking to here?
That's my friend Scott Little. I haven't seen him.
I thought it was UNC person.
No, I haven't seen him in a long time. And his son graduated from the engineering college at the same time Anna did. So it was good to see Scotty. I was going through some old pictures. We took a Vegas trip together. We used to work at Estes Express Lines together. Scotty's a great guy. He's been works for state utility contractors over there on the other side of Charlotte. So yeah, I got to see him, and he sent me a text, "Where you at?" So he came down, and we're talking on the steps. Of course, hadn't seen each other in 20 years. And some lady, wearing a mask, of course, y'all can't stand there. Y'all can't stand there. I'm like, and I just held my tongue. So we went up there. I didn't want to get thrown out of my kids' graduation.
Right. That's it.
That's right.
Do I want to cuss you? Or, shut up, lady.
I mean, it's just, whatever.
NASCAR for Father's Day is at the Charlotte Motor Speedway is having they used to do this all the time. You can buy the ride-alongs now for it. So they're having a 50% off sale May 11th, 24th, 25th, 27th. You want to go ride a car around the track, Tom?
Where's that now?
You can pass people at the NASCAR Racing Experience.
Oh, okay.
You can actually drive the Xfinity cars. And you can pass people, Terry, and do the full experience, but
do they make
not
those
cheap.
Do they make those cars automatics? So like to expand their customer base?
I'm not going to say yes or no to that. I would guess so.
I would say because there's so many people that do not know how to drive a stick.
And if you drove one of them simulators,
now, I'll say this,
you don't want to drive us.
I'll say this: at the simulators, you have to drive a manual.
Yeah.
So if you go to the NASCAR Hall of Fame, they've got the simulators there. And you have to start off in second gear so you don't spin the tires, or you'll hit. I'm telling you, Tom, you touch the gas,
Yeah,
and that's what it. But that's what the drivers want, because if you ask any driver, they want more horsepower and the ability to spin the tires as opposed to hitting it and nothing happening. So that they want that. But excuse me. Zach's right as far as the simulators go. Like, if you barely touch it, they do move. Dad won a ride along one time with Cal Petty around the infield, the Roval, and did that. That was when Cal still had his perm. They did the speaking of Cal Petty, they did a ride along this weekend, the Victory Junction Gang with Richard Petty. He joined them this year. He hadn't been able to do it in a couple years, but Richard and the gang, and following them online is pretty interesting.
Or if that was before or after Calvin had to go get the hat that he gave away. If it was your mom's, was it the hat?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure of that story?
All right.
He had to go find his hat, Cal Petty hat that he gave away.
Oh, the signature, the sign.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Tom, Terry, y'all got any news and notes? Anything going up this week? We do have a high school baseball, of course, coming up on Tuesday.
Yeah, Burns will be at home hosting Bandies. It'll be a good game. And then I guess we'll have Cherryville at Drone.
Yes. So I've got some golf stuff here. I was at the Wells Fargo yesterday. This is a funny story. This thing got nothing to do with Wells Fargo. Frank Licklider, professional golfer, years ago he was playing a practice round at TPC and at Sawgrass on Sunday before the Players. Started on 16. Ben Crane was on 17th green. And at the time he teed off on 16, they get to the 17th box, and Crane is still on the green. So Frank just hits into him, Terry, on the green. Ben Crane turns around and yells, "What the F are you doing?" And Licklider yells back, "That is no way. This is why no one effing likes you, Ben." And then Frank turns around and says to the crowd, "I told you I could get to say, Ben to say the F word." So it was a challenge to get Ben Crane to cuss. Apparently, he's not big on the cussing. So yesterday out at the course, like I said, Tom, it's not one of the cheaper things to do, but I will say this: it's cheaper than going to a F1 race. Have you seen these guys?
No.
You know how much you think a nacho platter is?
Oh my God. $200?
Is that what that? I thought it said 20
$100
or 12
and $80 for a nacho platter. Wings are $190. Steamed buns are $120. Lobster rolls $280. A yellowfin tuna poke is $170. A U5 chilled prawn is $290. Fruit $190.
Guess what?
1 ounce of caviar, $400.
Guess what? If I was with my wife or my son or my daughter or whoever, we're on a diet today.
Well, the ticket prices are like astronomical too, so it's not even it's not a family type. It is a very elitist
people that eat shrimp and grits.
People that eat shrimp and grits. Yeah, my wife can do that. So this is a guy putting with all 14 clubs, or kid. Knocks them all in. Terry, except for one.
The putter.
Guess which one he missed with?
Awesome.
Poor kid. Driver through sand wedge. Even lines it up with the putter. Checks it twice. And the old flat stick.
Took too long.
Talked about it too long.
That's right.
Went up there and didn't hit it with authority. And you miss it.
Yeah.
Put it in the back of the cup, son. Say, look, he hit the driver
long.
hard. 3-wood hard. Every one of those.
He's not even thinking about it.
Went up there and just barely touched.
Till you tried to line it up.
That's what happens. All right, I got a few pictures and stuff from this week in video. We'll go through the pictures first. This is the 18th fairway, right before, like I said, I got there thinking I was late, and there was nobody.
I believe that's the one you sent us.
It is. Just where you cross right there. Here's what's funny about that. I was, not that I was a jerk to someone, but I just didn't want to help. People were crossing the fairway there, and they were taking pictures, and people were like, "Hey, will you take my picture?" And I happened to get up right there when they were doing it. I'm like, I'm just going to stand here until everybody gets done doing that. And then I let everybody walk by, and then I walked by. Sorry, I was antisocial. Tom, I felt like you. I don't want to help.
I'm not antisocial.
All right, here's Ricky Fowler walking down the putting green. No, not the belly there.
I was like, I thought that was me.
That's an impressive profile.
It is. That's as close to being announcing you're pregnant as you can if you're a man.
At the when I was a kid,
How
people
small
called
it makes
that
his shorts look.
Dunlop disease. Dunlop disease. My belly Dunlopped over my belt.
Yep.
So there's the practice tee from the side when you walk in. I sat back there for a little bit and enjoyed a little ice cream and watched the guys hit some. Jordan Spieth hit some balls there. There's Ricky Fowler walking out on the ground. I got video of him doing that. Wyndham Clark hitting a putt. That's McElroy's group, yes. That's Kim lining up his putt there on the 18th green. Kim's in the yellow. McElroy's there to the left. That's Max Homa in the bright blue.
And always remember that the pictures look way farther than you really are.
So let me show you this picture. You talk about difference just on the PGA Tour in yardage. So they're pretty much right there where my arrow is. That is Kim's ball. Okay. Homa's ball is right here. So you see this line where now these two probably hit it a little bit. My drives would probably be back here where Kim's at. Y'all know where Roy's ball is? Up here behind this tree. He is 30 to 40 yards further than everyone else, than Homa and Kim on that drive. And I would say one of those mishit, but I would say since it's both of them, they probably didn't mishit at all. And most of the guys drive, if you've ever been on the 18th hole, are around that bunker. That bunker is there.
That's why they placed it
to get in everybody's way. That one ball there close to the bunker is actually, man, it's a foot from falling in that bunker. He thought it was in when it landed, but it's just a big difference. And people are like, what's the difference in that? Well, here it is. So if you got 40 yards, Terry, and I've got 200 to the club and you've got 160, right? Well, people are like, well, you got 40 yards. That's 4 clubs difference. Yeah, but it's 4 clubs difference for me. It's an actual 6 club difference because you're hitting a pitching wedge where I would be hitting a 8-iron. So it's not a 4 club difference; it's a lot more than that. So that's not only do you have to take into account that distance, you have to take into account what you hit your irons as well. So.
And the loft on the different clubs,
right? So they get it. That's a lot of the game now is hit it as far as you can, and they don't have that much trouble out there on the tour. There's a little bit here and there, but like those guys, they can miss pretty good and then just attack. Here is, let's see, video of Ricky Fowler walking out onto the putting green. I don't think there's hit that. There may be people. Somebody might have yelled Ricky. That's Shane Lowry right there in front of his group. That's not the golfer's not the belly. It's Shane Lowry. It's the gray, the guy in the gray. That looks like the host from one of that show on late Fat James, whatever it is. All right, here's the guys walking through after the score. These kids in front of me all got 5 so excited. Come on, Max. Max, he's a big Jeff played. Xander Schauffele played.
Yes, Schauffele. I did flip it over one time. He is. I don't know what it is now, but he is 5 strokes up.
I guess I could put that up on the board before we get out of here. The actual score of it.
Is that course in Meck County?
Yes, it's downtown Charlotte. It's at Quail Hollow Club.
Yeah, it's
one of the nicer neighborhoods. I'll say that.
I would say that. Probably don't have enough money to move in there.
No, not on a teacher's salary, but I don't know what you're doing on the side. So
let's not talk about that on the air.
Schauffele's in first at minus 11, 4 strokes on Day and McElroy at 7. Like I said, there's only like 68 people in the field. That's not much. All right, we'll be back next week. Any final thoughts, guys, before we get out of here? Say bye to anybody.
Good luck to Burns.
Good luck, Burns.
Yes,
good luck, Burns. Good luck, Cherryville. Anna graduated.
Yeah.
Congratulations, systems engineer. Degree completed in 4 years. So proud of you. Dad loves you.
Happy birthday, Tom.
And happy birthday. We'll see you guys next week. KTCBroadcasting.com.
You too, JP.
I am the incredible man. I only do